to grow with you.
Not meant to go.
It ain't meant for everybody, but the ones that are
transition into this space, there's people I look up to. So he's one of them. Stephen A. Smith is one of them. Michael Strahan, who is, to me, like real life. And then Kevin Frazier.
Kevin.
Right. Kevin is dope. Kevin's hot.
Oh, dude. Hey!
What's good, YouTube, man? It's your boy, Duke Dennis in the building. Boy, my do-rag is gas right now. I ain't gonna sit here and count. Big shout out to that boy, LeBron James, for winning that fourth ring, guy. Man, listen, that boy. Look, if you don't think he the GOAT, that's your business, bro. But that boy is official, Matter of fact, let me know y'all favorite NBA player in the comment section, or your favorite team if you ain't got no player. Me personally, I like LeBron. I don't really have a favorite team, but I do like the Bucks, only because I was wearing their outfits in 2K16. That's the only reason why I like the Bucks. I ain't gonna count. But yeah, man, let me know your favorite player in the comment section. Let me know your favorite team. Listen, bro, for all y'all boys who be going crazy and liking my videos, bro, especially the ones that be dropping the likes on the videos, bro, y'all don't know how much y'all boys be helping me out. You know what I'm saying? I don't think y'all really understand the power of y'all, bro, because without y'all, bro, of course I wouldn't even be here. But it's like, without y'all support, boy, real talk, without y'all support.
And I kicked that.
Yeah. Appreciate that, Stoner.
Get started, make sure to click the notification bell and make sure to subscribe so that you get more videos like this in the future. Okay, so in SDM Run, there's a really cool report, and that's what we're going to look at.
First things first, we got new SDM. Four-wheel vehicle.
Brand new truck.
It is a Tuesday morning. Jenna Wolf, Nick Wright, Brandon Marshall, Kevin Wild. Boy, we were lucky. We got a little rare Tuesday night football last night. We'll discuss that. But big news out of the NFL this morning, and we will start right there. The Jets releasing Le'Veon Bell last night. He only played 17 games after he signed a 4-year, $52 million contract. Bell was unhappy with his role in that Jets offense. Head coach Adam Gase say about the current state of the Jets organization, of the whole franchise.
Yeah, I mean, what is this, a new episode in Jet TV? I want to go back to when I was traded to New York. There was a lot of talk about, it's a circus, and when I got there,
No, I see you
it
actually.
was awesome inside that building. The service that they delivered, how they took care of the players. So I think there's a lot of outside perception that's not necessarily true internally. But now looking at this situation the last 2 years, you got to think, is this what everybody was talking about, right? This reminds me of the second coming of Rich Kotite. Like is this that era? Is it that bad? Think about this. Like, Le'Veon Bell has been there for almost 2 years, and he's never had a good one of the most premier backs in all of NFL. So, to me, this is the second coming of the Rich Kotite era. This is really, really bad, and it's showing you that nobody in that organization is better. It was doomed from the beginning. McCagan brought him in, and Gase didn't want him, and it was never a good fit.
Nope. So, all right, Brandon, I hate to do this to you. I apologize.
He was on the three score.
I got a good
My
question
fault.
for you.
They have about to be loud as a bitch, boy. I don't be hearing that bitch because I be having my headphones off and shit. Yeah, the helicopter do be loud, no cap.
It was $10 million. It was $10 million. Brandon told his agent, tell him to keep that $10 million. I'll go literally anywhere else. And here's the thing. Since then, it's only gotten worse. There is one.
No problem, no problem. Hey, like and sub up, cool dad.
who this
Like and
morning
solo.
this year looks brilliant.
Yeah, Rallo.
And that
I got you in a
person is
couple.
CJ
I'm gonna play the one score for a
CJ
couple hours.
looked
Well, 1
around
to 2
and said,
hours.
"You know what?
I got you available
I'm
though.
gonna sit this year out. I know
When I
got
play
a
with
bunch of
subs
money
and
to make,
shit.
but I'll make that next year. I'm gonna go ahead and watch
Niggas
this
still
year
post scoring, bro.
And I just looked at the Jets schedule.
Niggas really still out here post scoring.
They max out at 1 win. Their best case scenario is 1-15 looking at the rest of the way. And they better find a way to beat Miami, which I don't know if they can, or else that's an 0-16 team written all over it. They have the worst coach in the league. They have the worst offense in the league. It's a disaster, and they never, and Brandon nailed it, Wilds. The moment they signed Le'Veon Bell, they seemed to start a feud with him.
I can hoop with you
Like, the
sometimes.
moment he got there, why are you here? Well, you invited me here. No, I didn't. Well, I
If
just
you're in
signed
a
the
couple
contract.
games, probably.
Like, we've been waiting for this to happen since seemingly well before he was bowling the night before a game when he was ruled out with the flu. It's just a disastrous match, Wilds.
I forgot about the bowling story, bowling gate. Look, there's some criticism
That was his best game. That was his best game with the Jets, Wilds. The 251 bowling. It was his best game with the Jets.
I forgot about that. Look, there's some criticism that like they should have waited longer, like maybe another running back would go down and they would find a new trade partner. They should have taken this earlier. Because once a relationship gets to the stage where you start liking tweets, you're in a bad spot. So the other day he started liking, as much as I hate the idea, the Jets should trade Le'Veon Bell. Liked by Le'Veon Bell. Hey, the Jets should trade Le'Veon Bell. I love the guy, but I'm tired of Gase. Liked by Le'Veon Bell. The usage of Le'Veon Bell is inexcusable. Liked by Le'Veon Bell.
So,
Look, he knew he was on the trade market, but once it got to this point, Joe Douglas was like, that's it. You know, you've never had a good game here, but the tweet liking, it's too much, Jenna. You gotta go.
So,
All right, well,
I never aspired to a perfect life. I just wanted to be happy.
I might as well make fucking videos on this shit, bro.
I was knocking him off. If you order
I might be the only person that still play this shit with me.
Gracie needs to get out of here. This story will explode.
clearly Bell feels like he's got much more in the tank. You saw his tweet. So where does he go? Well, Fox Bet, believe it or not, had the Steelers as favorites to trade for L. Bell before his release. I mean, it's an enticing possibility. He certainly knows the system. Tomlin certainly knows how to play him. Brandon, would it make sense for the Steelers to bring Le'Veon Bell back? He did sit out that whole year. There was clearly animosity there between the two sides.
Yeah, but there was something funky going on last year where there were some rumblings that the Steelers was actually in talks with the Jets. The Jets was trying to trade Le'Veon last year, going back to October, and he just didn't get it done. And it could have been the #1 landing spot then. I think this happens, and it'll be good for Le'Veon, it'll be good for football, it'll be good for us. You got to think about this. The Pittsburgh Steelers hasn't changed their identity in 25 years. They play zone defense, and they're a power O running offense. This fits Le'Veon. This fits what they're trying to do. There's something that says, man, if you turn on the film, you may not see the same Le'Veon. But one thing that doesn't really change much is your vision as a running back. You see Frank Gore. Frank Gore lost a step, but Frank Gore's feet and his vision is still premium. And Le'Veon, just 2 years ago, was one of the most premier backs in the NFL. And then he took the year off, and then you saw Ezekiel Elliott take that spot, and then also Todd Gurley, and there was a couple others that emerged. But this guy can easily go in there and make an impact right away. I would love to see him in Pittsburgh. The only thing we're missing outside of, defense strapping it down in the secondary is Big Ben getting it done with the deep ball. He's been like 27% on like 20-something throws down the field. It's awful, but adding him could potentially help that.
Look, I'm an emotional guy. You know I want Gronk back. I want Brady back eventually, but I don't think I would do this, Nick. There's two ways to go. You can either, sharpen the sword. The Steelers are pretty good. Well, look, the Steelers are pretty good. Let's get even better. Or, hey, Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me.
Yeah.
If it doesn't work out, and I'm Mike Tomlin, I'm like, oh my goodness, I knew this was going to not work. Why did I do this? I think the Steelers are fine. I would not make the move, Nick.
I think so two things. One is, I think the history's wrong. There was not some personality dispute between Le'Veon Bell and the Steelers. It was financial. It was purely that Le'Veon Bell didn't want to play another year under the franchise tag, wanted a boatload of money, and the Steelers smartly, it would appear, did not want to pay a running back a boatload of money. This was not the Antonio Brown situation, and we shouldn't compare the two. But I think Wildes is being a little disingenuous here. I think he's trying to be like, no, we shouldn't go to the Steelers. It's a bad breakup, all these things. Because he knows where Le'Veon's going to go.
Yes, no.
Hey, please don't go sweat on me, bro. Please don't go sweat. I mean, at least shoot more than you don't. Please, bro.
Because
oh,
in 3
Lord.
weeks, the New England Patriots are going to have Cam Newton and Le'Veon Bell for a combined salary of like one Taysom Hill game check. And I'm going to lose my bleeping mind. Because there's no running back that would fit what the Patriots like to do, which is have a running back come out of the backfield, line up in the slot, or hand in the ball, than L. Bell. Whilst you know that's what you're hoping for, that's why you're being like, no, don't go to Pittsburgh. Yeah, go ahead.
First of all, yes. If he wants to win, fine. If he's like, you know what, I need to get some W's under my belt, I need another ring, or his first ring, I'd be like, fine. But Brandon, I actually don't think it would be a fit. Same reason I might not think it's going to be a fit in Pittsburgh. It's like, it feels like he wants a lot of carries to prove himself. If he never had a 100-yard game.
Absolutely.
So if we're not going to give him enough, then I don't think it's going to be a fit.
No, obviously he wants the ball, and he should get the ball, and that's why Pittsburgh makes sense. But you do have Connor, who's running the ball really well. He's averaging 4.9 yards a carry. But if that's Le'Veon Bell, off of his vision alone, that could easily be 5.5 yards a carry.
All right, again, the news last night, Jets releasing Le'Veon Bell after failing to find a team willing to trade for him. Switching gears, why is Bruce Arians so happy that Tom Brady is so unhappy on Sundays? We'll discuss next. First things first.
At Valvoline Instant Oil Change, you see all the work being done by our experts, all from the safety of your car. So when it's time for a change, we'll be right here, just like we've always been.
You seem unnerved. Do I unnerve you?
Man, you playing weird as hell.
Nigga, I shot the ball 2 times. Look at how you playing on me, bitch. I can't even fucking dribble.
Shoot the right.
Nah, bro, no. I play weird. I shot the ball. I shoot the ball, but you want to play high and shit. Hope your mama choke on my dick later.
That nigga talking about money and shit. He a kid, man. I'm a grown ass man.
Yeah, I'm a grown ass man. Yeah. Yeah, I don't care about none of the shit you talking about. I don't care about none of that. You get back on the dot stuff, won't you? Yeah, okay. Hello? Yeah, that's what I thought, bitch.
Tired of you taking shots at him. Yeah, and I get that you're not.
It won't. Are you talking my name in right?
Out the door because they're moving players, and it's obviously.
Mario Beast 23 YT.
And you want to get him out of the building, but the problem was that Adam Gase never wanted him in the building, and so it built up a bad blood. And once you know that as a player, Skip, you know someone doesn't want you there. It's hard for you to take a liking to them. He didn't want him. He wanted offensive line to protect the quarterback. The general manager wanted a big-time running back. That was a conflict.
Was the VC glitch?
2 months later, the general manager's gone. Now the head coach is stuck with a player that I'd never wanted to begin with. Skip, he hasn't been the same. I mean, you look at it, he has 0 100-yard games in 17 games, 1 75-yard game, and only 4 games in which he's averaged 4 yards per carry. That's not Le'Veon Bell. I don't really know how much. Now, it's going to be interesting to see how much he has left in the tank, Skip, because he had a couple of seasons. His last couple of seasons in Pittsburgh, he went to a magical number. He had over 400 touches. Skip, normally when guys get to those numbers, there have been very few guys that can get to those numbers and ever be the same player again. Now, Eric Dickerson went to those numbers a couple of times, but Skip, we're talking about a transcendent running back. Right? I don't look at Le'Veon Bell as a transcendent running back. You look at I wrote Larry Johnson. You look at when he went to those historic numbers and look what he did the following year. You look at
Herman Edwards. All day.
You look at DeMarco Murray, our Terrell Davis, Jamal Anderson. Look at what some of these guys, when they got to those big milestones, 380, 390, 400 touches in a season. Yeah. Look what they did the following seasons. And
that's a video right there. It's on 2 methods you can use.
It played out in a very similar fashion in Pittsburgh. Skip, we don't know the rumbling, but I just thought it was odd that a guy that was in the locker room for people that...
No, shit. How I lost the ball? Oh, yeah.
But, bruh, you can't keep speaking out against the team in a negative fashion. Skip, for someone to say, you know what? We owe you $6 million on next year's salary. We still owe you this year. We would rather pay you to go sit home and not be in our presence than have you in our presence and possibly help us. Skip, that speaks volume. Because businesses don't normally play. Skip, sometimes coaches will they'll keep coaches on and keep staff. I ain't paying you to go home. You gonna come in, I don't want you here, but you gonna work for this money. They say, nah, go ahead and go. We just pay you to go somewhere else, and if you get picked up, so be that. But we don't want you here in our presence. Nah, Skip, I'm good.
On this one, I am completely with you. More trouble than worth. Once a very good back who could also catch it and run with it.
You got good my
ran with it in a unconventional way I'd never seen before, where he did tiptoe and he waited and he waited. He showed incredible patience, and then he'd hit a hole and he hit it hard.
Skip, remember we had the discussion. I said, Skip, be the best back in football.
Yep. There was a moment.
Yes.
There were about 15 minutes when he was. And then he fell completely apart with the bedrock Pittsburgh Steelers. And it wasn't just the defense that was complaining about him. It was his offensive line. They threw him under 10 buses.
They did.
And it started with the center, Marquise Pouncey, who said, honestly, he's a little selfish. It's Le'Veon over the Steelers. Then Ramon Foster said, in the ultimate team sport, we've created a league of individuals. Here's a guy who just doesn't give a damn, meaning about us and the Steelers. A guy who said Ramon Foster makes 7 times as much as I do, and twice as much as Al Villanueva makes. He even went money on him, and as you always say, you don't mess with a teammate's money publicly.
No.
That was a quote to the reporters covering the Steelers. That's how upset they were. That's how angry they were. That's how much they were done with him. So what did he do? He had the tag sitting right there. We're going to talk about Dak here in just a minute. But here comes the tag, and that was 14.5. Pretty good money. And he said, no, I'm good. I'll sit. So he ignored the tag, and he sat for a year because he knew the Jets are sitting there or somebody's going to be out there giving him the big money. And they did. They gave him a lot of money. They gave him $52 million for the 4 years.
Yeah. And he's already got, what, 27 of it?
Yep, he has. 27 guaranteed. So you're good to go. So I hope he's, quote-unquote, set for life, because that's
and he played 1 year under the franchise tag in Pittsburgh, which is about 12.
Good points. Very good point. So he comes to the Jets, and listen to these numbers. In these 2 years with the Jets, he's averaged 3.3 yards per carry. That ranks 48th out of 49 backs. As a receiver, he's averaged just under 7 yards per reception. That's 125th out of 132. That's not good.
No. And
even if you factor in yards that you should have gained given your blocking, where it's factoring in how good or bad your blocking is, he should have produced 110 rushing yards per game, and he didn't. So he's way below that. He was a bust for the Jets. And he's been a bust for the league, because I'm going to remind you, they tried to trade him a year ago at the trade deadline. No takers. They obviously desperately shopped him this time. No takers.
Skip, he's guaranteed $6 million on next year's salary.
Okay.
I'm not giving you a sixth round. I'm not giving you a seventh rounder.
No.
I'm just gonna wait because I know, Skip. Anytime you call me, it's hey man, I got this car for sale. Well, I know you want to sell it. Why am I gonna give you what the first price you throw out there if I know you want to sell something?
Yep.
They know you want to trade the guy. Why am I gonna give you anything?
Yep.
I'll just sit back, wait till you cut him, and then if that's something I want to explore, I'll deal with him directly. But I'm not giving up you anything. Skip, look, the Jets aren't very good. They're not very good. Let's just go ahead and put that out there. Mm-hmm. And I think the thing was that he wanted to go somewhere, but that's the risk that you run in free agency, Skip. Mm-hmm. Sure, I would love to go to a team that just came off winning the Super Bowl and they got a ton of money, Skip, and they want to bring me in. But that's not normally how it works. In free agency, it's normally the teams that didn't do very well the year before that have the most money.
Yep.
And they the one that normally lines up and signs the big-time free agent. But you understand that going in. Mm-hmm. So hopefully he gets to a situation now that he's a free agent again, that he can say, you know what? What's important, Skip, is going to come down to what's important to you. Are you trying to win, or are you trying to think you're going to go out there and rush for 1,400 yards? Because I don't believe that's going to happen.
So, as a Jet, he had one period where he gained some weight, which was a red flag.
Right.
He had a period where he's been hurt a little bit, had a hamstring issue, red flag. And then he even admitted to the Jets reporters that he got complacent, which was a big red flag. So he got his money, and he just sort of put it in neutral a little bit, okay? So
what's a really great one, Skip?
Yeah.
Is that you look at Aaron Donald, and you watch him play. He say, Rams, y'all underpaid me.
Yeah.
He goes out there. You look at Russell Wilson. You look at the guys that have done something to you. This is why it's so hard for players in the NFL to get, because they take what he said and they make it applicable to everybody. They say, well, we pay him this money, he gonna rest on his laurels. Why would you ever say that publicly, Skip? Even if you think that, like, man, I got this money, I'm chill, I'm cool. Why would you voice that publicly when you know, Skip, this is a copycat league, and that's how they view it? Say what you want to say about Tom Brady. Say what you want to say about the greats. But when they accomplish and they get paid, the drive that they have to show that I'm underpaid. You really should be saying, I gave you a discount. Even though you're paying me $25, $35, $40 million a year, I really should be making 60. Yeah, I'm going to go show you. He gets paid. He holds out, turns down $14 million.
Big bookshop, connecting people with the business just got here.
I want it to stop people in their tracks. I want them to see it, and I want them to say, I want that.
That's what guys need to understand. When you become a free agent, what you accomplished at your previous location, now the slate's clean. You come in with a blank slate. What you gonna do for the Jets?
Yep, I got it. Which brings me to Le'Veon on social media. It can make you a star, it can make you unsignable.
The reason I'm not really
He
there.
lives on social media.
Hey, I'm lagging, fool.
About the Jets on social media. He complained about
Get your ass over here.
After a while, you're going to sell
Oh, man.
because at
I'm
some
not gonna
point,
hold
the
you.
executives who run these teams are going to say, I don't want that headache.
Oh, girl, please find your heart. Man, he's gonna beat the shit out of me.
That is correct.
He's gonna crush my ass. No kidding, dude. Told you. Can't be stopped.
We don't like everybody we work with, and that's not
Damn.
unless you gonna own your own team, or you gonna own your own
Don't get on, gonna be by your heart.
How the fuck do they get thrown like that?
You gonna make everything. You said, damn, took over already, Megan? Nobody gonna play this nigga. I try to get on the court. Watch. It's gonna be a lag game. I'm trying to tell you. I'm not playing this nigga for you. You too goated. That's that noob. Noob don't know what the fuck he doing. Yeah, I took it out of my career. Boy, on God, if he would have made that shit You better trap my ass. Bro, what the fuck, bro? She gonna make me go out of bounds. Hey, bro, you can shoot? If this nigga shoot a 3 for lad, fool, and this nigga green that shit, bro. I swear to God, fool. I'm getting on 21, fool. I'm gonna delete my players. He's trying to leave, boy.
Damn.
Boy, I swear to God, that bitch would have said green, fool. You want to take down? Hey, bro, you can shoot.
In mid ranges. My 3-point list nigga low as fuck.
Slash Hall of Fame. Shit, that game right there, fool. You're not playing no more.
Yep.
Fuck no, nigga. Taking that bitch to the rack. So that bitch in 22, boy.
What's wrong with me?
What?
You don't tell me go ahead, nigga.
He's got a leg on my get down on my knees and knee. Oh. Hey, bro.
What? What's up?
GG's, bro.
GG's.
That's the only build you got.
So what?
Hey, can't you make another build and get 10 extra badges, right?
No, for real. Might just do that. I'm just gonna fuck with this, bro. I might play 2K21 a little bit. I don't know, bro. I just might just fuck with this game, bro.
Good shit. That's good shit, bro.
This is so much fun. Oh my.
It's lovely. It's lovely. I love playing like this. It's so lovely.
So fun, man. You know, I can't touch the ball. I can't even get a rebound.
I know, right? I know.
I'm touching the ground. That shit is crazy.
Yeah, you touched the ball. You can pass the ball back to me.
A 6'9" finisher.
No, right? Should have made him like 6'10".
Oh, foul. That is crazy.
For real, no, right, bro? I'm such a god. So good at the game, bro.
This shit is fucking ridiculous.
For real, bro. Like, how can somebody be this fucking good?
You complimenting yourself?
You said what?
You complimenting yourself?
Yeah, I'm a god. I'm good.
I got meter on too.
Yeah, go ahead and shoot the ball. You go ahead and shoot it.
I got meter on. Why would I shoot the ball?
Shoot it.
Why would I shoot the ball when I got my meter on? I don't know why.
Oh shit. This nigga got takeover.
That's that takeover boost, my man.
Oh shit.
You should have meter on. I can never do that. I can never do that.
Fast as fuck. Ooh, that's a steal.
I got Ranger Scanner on silver. What the fuck? I have not touched this game.
I know what I gotta do. I know what I gotta do.
That's all.
Hallelujah.
Hey. Yeah, them post moves is crazy.
No, right?
They just glitched him, bro. They just glitched him in front of me. That's crazy.
For real, bro.
Yo.
You know what I'm saying? I gotta put some folks in the post sometimes, bro. Gotta be unpredictable sometimes with folks.
I forgot how glitchy this fucking game is. Look, you see this shit? Nigga put him in. Oh!
I missed a wide open layup.
Oh shit.
I really like missed a wide open layup. That's crazy. Wide open, no contest.
I already know if I win, you're gonna take me off this spot. Like even if I win.
No, I ain't gonna take you off, bro.
Oh. Oh. Oh.
Oh, this is
jeez.
Yeah, I'm about to be out of here.
You scaring me right now, bro. That big ass mascot. Shit.
First nigga made a white for game, bruh.
Nah.
This nigga made a white for game, bruh.
Bro, I can't even make a party. This fucking update is ridiculous.
I know, right? That shit crazy. But yeah.
Niggas can record your voice now. Like you see that shit?
Yeah, I seen that shit, bro. Can I have my court back
Bro,
though?
that shit is ridiculous, bro. I can't even curse out on the game no more, bro.
For real, but can I have my court back though?
I knew it. Why? But like, come on, why, bro?
Huh? I need it back, bro. No, I'm just playing. You can have it. Bruh, this nigga done whited a fucking 3 for game, bruh. He can have the court, bruh. He was nice, bro. He wasn't talking shit on that. He can have the court, bro. I ain't gonna do him like that. I was thinking about doing, bro. I ain't gonna do him like that, bro. Damn, bro. This nigga fucking whited a 3 for game, bro. How the fuck did I lose the ball? Oh yeah, bro. Look at this shit. I missed a fucking. Open. I'm done. That's crazy, bro. For a fucking game, bro. Like, what have I done to deserve this, bro? Like, what have I done to deserve this shit, bro? A wide open. This nigga, but I understand this nigga got takeover, but this nigga fucking behind me, bro. This nigga right smack behind me, bro. You know what, bro? You know what? I'm finna debo some niggas right quick, bro. Shit done pissed me off, bro. Who I'm deboing first, bro? I'm deboing everybody, bro. Look how I fucking lose, bro. Y'all hurry up, shit. Get the fuck out this shit, nigga. Get the fuck off, bro. Oh shit, that 1v1 court. Hey, don't start another game, nigga. Hey, cuckoo! Fuck you going? Hey, don't you start another game, nigga. I want that shit. Run all that shit, nigga. Run that do-rag too, nigga. I like that do-rag, nigga. Never mind, you might got dandruff and shit. Head might be dirty as fuck. Run them shoes, never mind them. You like you got black Air Forces on. I don't want them. Just run this court, bro. Get your stinky ass out the court, nigga. Nigga got my build too. Get your stinky ass out the court, bro. Damn, the fuck these niggas come from? My God, bruh. Oh my, bruh. I'm at a fucking. Ain't this about a bitch, bruh? Nah, nigga, in the main fucking menu, bruh. I can't win, bruh. I swear to God. I swear to God, I can't win, bruh. I swear to God, I can't win, bruh. Oh my, let me switch. Never mind, I'm playing the same play. Fuck these niggas, bruh. You gotta send straight to the fucking main menu, bruh. Like, look at this shit, bruh. This some bullshit, bruh. I used to love watching that shit. I might watch them some fucking reruns of that shit later. So, here we go again. Story time. How I got pressed in the jungles. TTV. Let me see if I can debo another court, bro. Hey, y'all, don't follow me neither, bro. These niggas over here looking like some bloods and shit. You niggas got all this fucking red on and shit. Posted up like that. What the fuck? Damn, bro. Y'all hear that sound effect? I'm gonna buy me a bike. I forgot I had a fucking hoverboard. I real life jogged all the way over here, bro. And I got a fucking hoverboard. I got a whole ass hoverboard and I'm jogging over here, bro.
You were a part of a team that everybody thought was going to be a championship team. Even, you know, guys that was in the league that played against y'all just knew y'all was on y'all way to the championship. Y'all were real close. Y'all were 3-1 against the Rockets.
Hey! Oh yeah, let me hold that, bruh.
Everything went down.
Don't you start a game, nigga.
Y'all had. Yeah. Tell me about that.
That was an interesting series.
You hold that spot,
bruh.
bruh.
City team, very talented team, but for some reason or another, we just couldn't get over the hump. But we really felt like this 2015
Need that.
season was the year. We beat San Antonio in a crazy back and forth 7-game series.
See a legend? Fuck no.
Our roster, who was it? It was CP, JJ, me, Blake, DJ. We had Big Ben.
Hey, bro, let me hold that for you right quick, bro. I'll give it back to you later. Let me hold that right quick.
Spencer Haas.
Well, how did y'all fuck up the church money?
I don't know, man. But it was back to that game 5. We were up a lot, and they benched James. So we're thinking, shit, okay, we're done. We're about to play the Warriors in the next round. But all of a sudden, their bench, led by Josh Smith, beat the fucking brakes off us. Just hitting threes, transition. They completely snatched the air out of Staples Center.
They moving crazy on y'all?
Crazy, hitting threes, dunking. He just left the bench. Like I said, they had benched James. So we figured, okay, I can't wait. We're going home to play Golden State to see who goes to the finals. And they came back, beat us in that game. Game 5, in Game 7, we didn't stand a chance.
Really?
They handed it to us. And
like, what changed? Like,
I don't know, just that word momentum. It was just the momentum shift, and it was almost like there was nothing to do, nothing we could do to get it back. Game 7, they closed it out.
Well, they were beating y'all. They beat y'all with those 3-1.
Yeah, and they came back and they swept us. I mean, basically, we were up 3-1 and got swept, which was crazy, too, because that's the year Golden State won their first championship. But if you take it back to the year before that, 2014, we were the last team to knock them out. You know what I mean? We knew they were going to be something to reckon with. We just, still thought we had the upper hand on them. So everyone was expecting that Clippers, Golden State, Western Conference Final. And, the winner was
Houston took them there, too.
They battled. They definitely battled. You know what I mean? But, Golden State got over the hump, and then, that was the beginning of their run. Definitely just a missed opportunity with that Lob City team as a whole.
What was the locker room like after walking in the locker room? I know everybody was sick.
Yeah, I got a couple big man builds that can shoot.
It was tough,
girlfriend found your bat phone.
Ooh,
that's it.
That's a horrible feeling.
That's
like when you see the lights in your rear view from the cop, and your motherfucking stomach just goes to the bottom of your stomach.
And you just put the blood out, so you can't. Oh man, that's a hell of a feeling, bro.
I had to swallow one time. It wasn't that big, but had to.
Yeah, I mean, that's like an edible. It's just a rolled edible.
It tastes disgusting.
Yeah, it tastes not the same.
But anyway, yeah, like I said, it was just a missed opportunity for that team. We felt like we had so much talent, but I just really feel our weakness, our kryptonite was ourselves. We kept getting in our way. Some guys butted heads, and the chemistry wasn't what it should be, but when the chemistry was on, it was magical. What was crazy about that team is we were so close off the court. Like, we all...
You don't think having a coach's son on the team had anything to do with it?
I mean, that was an interesting...
You 99% to the league?
To have him come to the team. But he played well for us, to be honest with you. He played well for us in the playoffs. I think it was a little interesting for him to get there, for a father-son dynamic, because I know a lot of us on the team were pulling for Nate Robinson to get signed. And they ultimately, wanted to...
Well, at that time, Wade...
No, Austin was already on the team, but we were trying to get Nate because...
But I'm saying as players, if you look at them, Nate, come on, Nate by far.
I'll help you later, JD.
He played well, and I kind of think that's when he put himself on the map. But I definitely think if there was a little bit of awkwardness when he first came, but, things that come to a father's son would be awkward.
Like, as much as I love my son, I wouldn't say I wouldn't give him opportunity, but I would rather him earn it.
Yeah.
I'm not saying Austin didn't deserve to be in the NBA. What I'm saying is I know Daddy gave him a big contract, so... You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying if I was in that position, I probably would too, but I wouldn't, I wouldn't want to have my players look at me a different way, think I'm showing,
it was
it's about winning.
You keep it 100, there was an awkwardness, you know what I mean? And that's when, God had a lot of power. You know what I mean? If I'm not mistaken, he was like the president, GM, and head coach. You know what I mean? So that's a lot of different hats to wear. And
fuck it, I'm gonna sign my son. 30 million. Come on, boy. You ain't gotta be good.
And that was really kind of the unraveling of that team. You know what I mean? I got into it with that season. So I was motherfucking traded at 12:01 in the AM East Coast time. I was the first trade. And then the pieces just started falling. I think JJ left next. Then Jamal left.
JJ's so fucking cool, man.
JJ's cool. JJ was someone I didn't like until I played with
Yo.
the reason. That's the reason why I got rid of all my iced out watches, brother. Because he came in there one day with a watch, plain looking watch, and it was one of the most expensive watches, one of the most nicest watches ever. And he told me what my watch is really worth. I stopped wearing iced out watches. And he respectfully just put on your watch, shut me down.
Do you have to watch that in here?
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
At the same time. Shout out JJ.
Oh my god, you're a pure finisher? Are you serious, bro?
Some people recruit MLM. Some people sell other people's products, affiliates. Some sell gadgets on Facebook.
Damn.
Yeah, bro, what's your problem, though?
Damn.
Why are you doing this?
Damn.
Only 500 VC, bro, chill out. First game in a row. No, I haven't won meter.
You got a meter? Go ahead and shoot it, bro. What the fuck?
All we're doing is acting as the middleman between their customers and the business owners we work with. Every time they get connected, we collect a nice fee. No sales, just a good old internet.
Oh shit! Nigga's legs in the air. Nigga's legs all in the air, boy. Damn. Let me see if I catch one animation again. Get back on there. Nigga standing at a weird angle. Man, you might as well sit all the way under the goal, bro. Hit one. Ah, come on, bro. They took me out the animation. That nigga's supposed to drop down.
One is the ex-Miss Universe. The other is ex-Miss America. It's the Dark Knight. They're running down the street naked. I don't know why I'm down the street. But I was smoking and I made a wrong turn. I stopped.
And one.
Can you help us? I'm like, fuck yeah, I help y'all. Y'all naked? Y'all big ass shit, get in. Going, I get to start the job and I get to ask them, like, what y'all running from? You know, because, you know, we see motherfuckers running. Y'all running through it. That's his gas. You know, but it's hard for me to not think that these motherfuckers are naked in the back seat, right? So,
with Facebook Shop, your customers can easily browse and buy on Facebook and Instagram.
People can kind of scroll through and stuff that's something that they think, wow, we love that.
Connect with customers.
We're now joined by my ex-teammate, Jimmy Butler of the Miami Heat. Jimmy, first of all, this mentality, and it's there's an underlying sort of theme with like this underdog thing and this grit thing in every quote that I read on Hoops Hype that comes out of a Miami Heat person.
This shit is real. It's real, and I think Spo says it the best. This shit ain't for everybody, and it's not. The way that we move, the way that we operate, it's not for everybody, and everybody can't make it. But for the people
give me like a real world example of that. Like what is in terms of training or preparation that's different? Well, you also played for Tibbs too.
Exactly. So you know, I kind of got a look into it, but no matter if you're on a minimum contract or a max contract, everybody's running that condition at the beginning of the year. No matter if you're on a minimum contract, a max contract, everybody's showing up to the plane in heat gear. Like it's the smallest things that just show who that organization is. I mean, come on, Coach Pat is in every practice, at every home game. He's on a lot on the road. But it's like all hands on deck. Everybody's in this thing, and we're not.
But you have to get. This is the NBA. You have to get buy-in from the best players.
Yeah.
So you buy into that from day one.
Day one.
And
I like it.
You like it.
I like it. I like militant shit like that though. Like fucking do
Yeah,
it.
shit back pussy.
Like I like it. I like when everybody is able to be on the same page and nobody's more special than the next guy. Now don't get me wrong, there are levels to it. I'm not saying like me and this guy do everything the exact same way, no. But majority of the time that really do be the case. Like we don't care who you are, what name you have, we're all doing it this way.
Are you surprised, I mean, Tyler's one, Duncan's another who we're gonna have come down a little bit later. Are you surprised with some of these young guys that they've been able to sort of keep up with you? Because you're like, you'll kick their ass. Like you'll whip them into shape, and Spo will and Pat whatever like that. And so like to your point about not being for everybody, like I think for certain young players, you know, no matter where you were drafted or where you played in college or whatever, there's a learning curve about like, okay, now you're in the big leagues and you're with guys who are gunning for you all the time. Like, do you think that that's just a culture that was like, they're here for a reason mentally?
Yeah, without a doubt. But you gotta also think like, nothing really was handed to these guys. We're not talking about nothing against number 1 picks, number 2 picks, nothing against those guys, because I was a number 3 pick, so I can't ever be mad at that. I was actually number 30. I'm not saying number 3 though, it's just 6. So the guys that we had, you legit think like, man, this guy, this is who you picked before me. Yeah. And so we go about everything every day like that.
What do you think it is about like the Heat though that they're able to identify guys like that?
I don't know.
Because they're like but Bam is like that too.
Bam is definitely like that.
Yeah, unbelievable.
No, yeah. Bam got some shit to him too. Like, yeah. He takes a lot of things personally in the right way. And Bam is a lot like me when he will cuss you out, and he cussed me out on countless amounts of
Steph Curry. Like, look at this shit. That's what be fucking green.
He knows that I'm capable of. Not saying that it wasn't
That should be
good,
fucking green.
But you got another gear, and I know you can do it. I've seen you do it, and we expect you to do that every single game. And I think that's our biggest thing right now. Like, we have some big time wins, and then we think that, yo, we're good, and we lay an egg so many times. Not saying you can't be beat by anybody in this league, but that's what I'm saying. Like, we're expected to do this every single day, every single game. So when we don't, we're disappointed in ourselves. That's the worst. That's the worst. Like, Spo don't even have to say nothing. He just come in the locker room and just look, and we're all like, fuck.
Have you ever had a locker room or a culture like this in your career?
Nah.
At no point.
Like nope.
But like early Chicago days.
Not like this.
Really?
Not like this. Yeah. Chicago was way different. Because whenever I got to Chicago, you're talking MVP roles, Joe Kim in his prime, Lou Al in his prime. So like those guys were moving way differently than a lot of other people. And with that being said, back in the day, like when I came into the league, the partying scene was like out of this world. So I'm looking at it like, you know, these guys are at the absolute peak of the NBA, and I can see how you could easily get lost in this thing. So it scared me. I was like, man, everything's right there at your fingertips. If you get lost in the mix of going and doing that, pretty soon you can be out of the league. And that's why I respected those guys so much, because they stayed in like tip-top shape and stayed away from that. Or if they did go do whatever, nobody ever knew about it. Right. You know what I'm saying?
The party was crazier then than it is now.
Man, yeah.
Too.
Without a doubt.
That's super interesting. I feel like it would be the. Why do you think that is?
I feel like most guys.
Back then, though, I think
social media had something to do with it for sure.
Agreed.
Phones, like,
Agreed.
So
a lot of things.
You don't want to be bothered, especially like night before a game, or even if you're staying in the city after a game. Like you just don't want to be bothered. Like so, chances are you're gonna go to dinner, have some wine, or participate in other recreational things.
But I think it's more so like the league is so young now. So a lot of these guys just play video games, and you know what I'm saying? Back in the day, you
give me the knife so I can kill you.
Now. Like throughout the entire roster on teams, like, I don't know what the average age would be, but majority of everybody was of drinking age.
Yeah.
So you could go have a beer, if you drink beer, have wine, hell, have 3 shots of tequila if you want. So I definitely think it was way more drinking and other shit going on back then.
It's interesting. It feels like it's like we're on the, because they said that, they would have said that about the generation before them as well. Obviously the NBA in the 70s and 80s is way crazier than anything that happened when you came into the league, and so it's like it's on the better trajectory because of the phone.
What fucked it up? Social media. Fucked
It
it all
really
up.
did. It really
Yeah,
did.
can't do nothing no more.
Yeah.
Camera's always on.
Oh, so you can party and do your 3:30 a.m. workouts. What, I want to ask you a question. If I'm working out at 9 a.m., then I go really hard.
Yeah.
Does that mean I'm a hard worker?
You can work hard at whatever point that you want to work hard at.
3 p.m.?
Bro, this nigga so annoying, bro.
Is it too late today? 3 p.m. What are you doing before 3 p.m.?
I have no idea. I don't do that.
I know. I'm just saying, like, I don't. The reason I do it is, one, I saw Mark Wahlberg do it, and I give him a lot of credit because
This nigga playing hot as fuck.
he has it.
So is it legit with him, the 2:30 a.m.? Because I saw that schedule.
No,
the
it's
schedule was insane.
He
did the sketch with Courtney.
But I never know how much of it is like, I'm just putting it out there, it's actually real.
He's one of the realest human
Yeah,
beings
this
I've ever been around.
sucks.
He works every single day like that motherfucker has nothing. And it's
Fuck outta here, nigga.
inspiring. It's so many other words. So when I saw that shit for the first time, I was like, look, this man is doing it. He got everything. And I don't got shit. And now that I do it, it really does enjoy working. Whether he's reading books or reading books.
Oh my fucking god, bro.
And out his car dealership, as you can go to his social media. Check out Mark Wahlberg Chevrolet. He got some type of deal going on. I saw it. What is? Next day, he's like, yo, come to the set. And then I go to the set. And now he was like, let's go watch the boxing match together. I go watch the boxing match. And then, man, just like a for real friendship just blossomed, like, out of nowhere. But he's, you know, he works hard where he's from. People not supposed to make it out. He did. He's always back there in the community. Loves his family, his brothers, everybody.
He's had a crazy career.
Yeah.
You think about the rapping, and then
The
all
modeling.
the modeling, and then all the different types of roles. He's not a one-note actor. He
No.
plays comic, he plays action, he plays drama, and producing. Did you watch Entourage when you were coming up?
Nah, I mean, I've seen it, but like,
Yeah.
not
That was a whole thing that even though he wasn't even in it,
Mhm.
that put him in a lane for a certain type of audience because they're like, okay, I don't know much about Mark Wahlberg, but I assume his life is like that.
And it's something like that. Like, obviously, they're
We
loosely
should do
based off
it.
everybody.
Next episode, we're going to do a power rankings of Mark Wahlberg roles.
Roll. Look, Shooter is one. Man.
Oh my God.
Shooter, I don't care what
really
you
good.
said.
That movie.
Bob Lee Swagger
is terrible.
Get the fuck out of here.
I don't tell Mark I said that.
No.
The Shooter is a Born on the Road
What?
movie. When that movie's on TV, you watch it.
It won like 30 Oscars.
Did you ever see Departed?
Yeah,
Departed. That's a good movie.
Departed actually won Best Picture.
Two, it's a good movie. Unlike the other one.
Two as well, also.
Mark was great in Shooter. I can't say the rest for the rest of the cast.
That's all that matters. Bob Lee Swagger. He will shoot your face off
I
with
think
a
my favorite
rifle
Wahlberg
with
thing is
thing on
the
head.
Fighter. The Fighter is like one of the
Fighter's
best boxing
good too.
movies
The one
ever
with
made.
Christian Bale.
Yeah, that movie's crazy good.
He's Batman, so I like him.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about this wine. This is only the second time I've ever drank while doing the podcast. The other time I did was with Kyrie.
I don't know too much shit about it. I told you that. Like, I can barely pronounce the motherfucker. I just know that it's from my birth year.
Okay.
It's from Bordeaux.
All right.
That's basically all I got for you as of right now. I'm still learning though. I'm still
Beautiful.
studying up on it. Thank you.
It's beautiful.
I'm still studying up on it because I think that's a big thing that I want to do after my career is like start my own winery, legit, like go, y'all never see me again type.
Like you're gonna be the farmer, you're winemaker, you're gonna hire a winemaker.
Yes.
Okay.
Don't do that. Don't.
I'm just saying winemaking is farming. It's one and the same.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna do it.
Okay.
Like you have a podcast, you don't make the fucking mics. You know what I'm getting at? Exactly. Don't do that.
What do you do? Like, what would you be doing right now in New Orleans if you weren't taping with us? Like, what do you do on the road?
I'm playing dominoes with a few teammates, and other than that, I read a lot of books. Just to like update myself, especially on the wine stuff.
Yeah.
And then me and my trainer James, he's always passing me different books to read.
What's the best thing recently?
To me, look, I stick by this. The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari. Man, look, you read that book, it got you thinking about everything in life. And I read that shit, I started selling everything. For real, because it's like, you don't need all of this stuff.
Yeah.
You really don't.
You don't.
You really don't.
You don't. Just because you can get it doesn't mean that you really need it.
Was there something you did when you signed your contract?
This one?
Yeah.
No. Did the same shit.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I mean, I celebrated a little bit differently. And I was turning 32, so it kind of...
Where'd you go?
I was in Barcelona.
Oh, nice.
Was in Barcelona, and me and the guys just...
You took a PJ?
Yeah.
Thanks for the invite.
Look,
if there was room on the plane,
JJ, I'm invited.
Invite, man.
Podcast. Y'all see this? Let's go to Burgundy this summer.
I'm supposed to go.
Let's go.
But you gotta pay for the PJ.
That's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll go. Without a doubt. We'll go.
Is there anyone else in the league who is at your level, dominoes wise?
No.
How like will you play guys in the team?
Yeah, I'm gonna win every time.
So do they like stop wanting to play you?
Nah, you know, it's kind of like everybody cheers to. I talk so much shit that it's like when he does lose, which I have lost before.
Yeah.
But it's like, yes, he finally fucking lost, and then I get back on my win streak.
When we were teammates in Philly, I was part of the Boo Ray game. So
Yeah.
Boo Ray, ideally, you play with 4 players. We had 5 players, and then Jimmy, when he got traded, became the 6th player, and it took me all of 1 round to get the fuck out of the game.
Wait, who else
He
was in the
is
game?
the most reckless player I've ever
Don't
seen
kid.
in my life.
Who else was in the Okay. game? Who was it?
Amir,
Me, yeah, Amir,
Joel,
Bub.
Bo, our security guard,
Bub broke ass. Wilson Chandler.
and Wilson. Yeah.
That was it.
And I played 1 round, and it's like, first of all, there's almost not enough cards if you have 6 players.
Without a
It
doubt.
gets a little dicey with the cards, but because he would just stay in every time, the pot was just like, it
But
was
that's the
enormous.
goal.
It is the
the pot
goal,
up there. Cause then
but you
everybody
took the
can get
skill
out.
out of the game. It just became a random crapshoot.
Play. Get your ass moved to the bastard.
Do you do Vegas or anything like this?
I don't really gamble like that in casinos. I'll gamble with my teammates because I know when I
Oh my god, bro, get off my dick.
I'm gonna buy 13 bottles just like this. So
Just
I'm
get it
really
right
getting my money back either way it goes.
One of my favorite stories from last year was when we were in Salt Lake City, and we had dinner after the game.
Oh yeah, you're damn right.
And there was like, we probably had 13 of the 15 guys show up to dinner.
I hate shit like that. Niggas be wide open, they still so for
Maybe
bro.
one person brought their wife, maybe?
Yeah.
I think there was somebody's wife was there. There was 20 people there, whatever. Killed it. Probably ordered 12 bottles of wine.
Oh, yeah.
And I had the company credit card for the Sixers. And I look over as we're like kind of finishing up the bill, and Jimmy had ordered like 3 sick bottles to go.
Way out of here. Give me a company card.
You gotta do it. You got when you got the card, you gotta take advantage.
It was a great team function, though. It really was.
It was.
Took full advantage of it.
We talked about this with Zach.
Well
With
played.
a couple guys about like how different teams have different dynamics in terms of like how social everybody is. Do you think it like makes a difference? Like is a team like getting along or hanging out on the road? Like, can you have a good team if you don't do any of that, or does it not matter?
really don't. Like, I think that you can get along with each other on the court.
Bro, look at this shit, bro. This nigga don't have difficult shots. It's a bounce back every fucking time, bro.
It'll start to trickle its way on the court. If you don't,
This nigga gets a bounce back every time he shoots that shit.
like, so often.
He ain't even trying to do it. He trying to fucking rim run. They keep making him do fadeaways. They letting him make it, bro.
Like, you just, I mean, I gotta avoid it, but I'm just handle my business on the court. It don't work like that. It don't, because now in the back of your head, it's like, I really don't fuck with this dude, but he's my teammate. Like, I think everybody gotta be on the right page, or you just gotta be honest about it. Like, if you honest about it, be like, yo, look, I don't fuck with you, but I'm coming to win, which a lot of people not gonna say and do. I think that's okay, but people not just gonna be like, yo, look, we're here to win. I don't fuck with you, but let's win the championship. No, I don't work like that.
You've been in both locker rooms, right? You've experienced both sides of that.
Yeah.
Have you ever told someone I don't fuck with you? Maybe not in those words.
I'm trying to think. Nah. No. Because look,
Sometimes I wish that guys would just say that to each other.
I agree. It's not that I don't fuck with you. You may not fuck with me. Yeah. But you
That's a
won't
good
say
point.
it.
Yeah, that's a good
You won't
point.
say it. That's a good point.
Are they just scared to say it to you?
Probably so. But not too many people are like,
This shit is so lame, bruh.
or that's gonna tell you.
I picked the ball up a good 3 times,
I would
bruh.
like to think that I am like that. Like, I'm gonna tell you when you're on some bullshit. I'm gonna tell you when I think you can do better, yada, yada, yada. And I think, people don't like that, but a lot of people aren't like that. And they're not gonna tell you like that.
Bro, this nigga real life zigzag to the fucking goal, bruh.
But the whole shit in the summer, preseason.
Yeah. Hell yeah, it was difficult. Man, it was so different.
Bro, look at this shit, bruh.
Any given day.
I can't get a block or nothing, bruh.
As a person, as a player, I didn't know who the fuck was in charge. I think that was my biggest thing. I didn't know what the fuck to expect whenever I was going to the gym, whenever I was going to the plane, whenever I was going to the game. I was like, man, I think I was as lost as the next motherfucker.
Meaning there was
a
lot of voices.
Yeah.
And a lot of input from a lot of different places.
There's just so much going on any given day. I was like, yep, guess I'm just here to work. I didn't know who to talk to.
At what point did you realize that? At what point did
that fucking...
Oh my fucking god, bruh.
I told you that. I was like, I cannot believe.
Wait, when Brett brings me, you, Joe, and bias trade.
This is crazy, bruh. 2 turnovers. I picked the ball up 3 times, bruh. Look how I keep losing the fucking ball.
What happened in Portland with you in the meeting? They got reported. This is before or after that? I don't remember. It was before. Before we went on that West Coast trip.
Yeah, it was before.
Oh my god, this is so trash, bruh.
Nothing got accomplished at all.
This nigga hasn't shot 1 fucking green the whole time he been doing this shit, bruh. Nigga hasn't shot 1 fucking green, bruh.
Back in there again. Like, nothing's getting accomplished.
Yeah, I'm VIPing the fuck out this nigga. I don't give a fuck.
And we just sitting here watching.
Yeah, I'm VIPing the fuck out this nigga, bruh.
The thing just clicking.
Nigga went 10 for... This nigga shot 4 fucking whites, bruh.
But you gotta think.
Yeah, I'm VIPing the fuck out this nigga, bruh.
Like, what? I may have been 2-3 weeks there.
Look how I fucking lose, bruh.
Easily. So, you know what?
Look how I fucking lose to him. Look how I fucking lose, bruh. This nigga hasn't shot... Nigga only shot 1 fucking green the whole fucking game, bruh. Like, how many bailouts do a nigga fucking need, bruh?
Oh, yeah, right? Yeah. So
This nigga doing fucking pull-up jumpers and fucking whiting them, bruh.
Let me be quiet. So I'm sitting back, I'm hearing it. Click, click, looking around, click.
Nigga doing pull-up jumpers and fucking whiting the fuck out of them, bruh.
That's literally what's going on in my head. So I come to you.
Why would I? Nothing was weird. But, so he's like, basically he's like, there's some tweaks to the offense. I think some other guys on the team feel the same way. And who did he throw under the bus?
I didn't throw him under the bus.
You threw the nicest guy. You threw
not
TJ McConnell under the bus.
I did not throw him under the bus. I did not say his name. I did not say his name.
Jimmy goes, TJ wants more pick and
I
roll.
did not say that. I did not say that. This is what I did. Okay, I did not say TJ. He said, who else feels the type of way about it? Now, keep in mind, everybody comes to talk to me because they know I'm not afraid to be the asshole. So, obviously, I talked to him. asked a great question. Who else feels the type of way about something? All I did, I didn't hear nothing behind me. I just knew somebody was going to speak up because I had talked to about 5 people. Crickets. So I turned around and the first person that just happened to lock eyes with was TJ. So Monty goes, yo, now for real, now's the time. TJ was like, well, you know, I was like, TJ, man, yo, say what you gotta say. And I love TJ. I talk to TJ all the time. But I just feel like it's okay to speak your mind. Ain't nothing wrong with it. The worst thing that Brett could have said was fuck you, no. And then you just go back to just being quiet. Okay? At least you get to say what you gotta say.
You know how I feel about Brett. Yeah. I love Brett and all that. And I know your relationship wasn't the same, but
sure was not.
Towards the end of the year, though, as we did tweak how the offense was run, especially in the playoffs, where you're playing on the ball more. Did that relationship evolve at all, or was it strictly a professional relationship?
I would say it was professional, but to this day, I don't think that was fair to switch over like that. Even though I think we played great basketball like that, I don't think it was fair because the entire year, Ben had the ball. The entire year, Ben had the ball. Yeah. So you mean to tell me that in one playoff series, you just switch it up like that? I would be like he was. Yeah. I would feel a type of way. Yeah. I would feel a type of way. I would think that it's fucked up to play one way the entire year and then be like, you know what, boom, this is how we're going to do it. And I used to tell bro, I was like, bro, I think we should mix in me handling the ball a little bit. No, we do A to B, we do this. Cool. Bro, cool. But I would be pissed. And I'm not going to complain about it, but I don't think that was the best way of doing it, in my opinion.
When that Kawhi shot went in, what was going through your head?
What was going through my head?
You saw,
a lot. A lot was going through my head, man, and I already knew how I believed it would have worked out if that shot wouldn't have went in. And we go into overtime, and we win. So the shot goes in, we go back to the locker room. I'm in awe a little bit, and then after everything settles down, the first thing that comes to my mind legit is, will I be back here? Will I have an opportunity to do this again with these guys? And to tell you the truth, I had a feeling that it would be a no. I had a feeling that it would be a no. But I would say that's the first thing that ran through my head was, yo, are we actually going to be able to run this back? And if I'm being honest, I was like, nah, it's not going to happen.
That was my first thought too.
Yeah.
Was well, not my first thought. There's a disappointment, there's a tears, there's a hug your teammates, but then it's the realization shit, I might not get this close again, right? Man. You think that? I knew I wasn't coming back when I had my exit meeting with Elton. And he didn't say that to me, we don't want you back. I just knew, they were going to, I was only going to go back there if they had no other options, basically. That was the vibe I got in that meeting. I kind of knew. When did you know? Oh, shit.
I knew I wasn't going back. At one point in time, before I say this sentence, do you think I'm just that hard to work with? Am I hard to work with?
Is this the phone call after free agency? Is this from the phone call? Is this what you're talking about?
No. This is before the phone call.
I don't think you're hard to work with.
Yeah, no, I'm not hard to work with. So, I ain't throwing nobody under the bus since you think that I seem to throw people under the bus. Somebody told me that a main reason that I didn't go back was because somebody asked, can you control him? Can you control Jimmy? If you can control Jimmy, we would think about having him back. I was like, you don't gotta worry about it. Shit, can't nobody fucking control me. For one, I I ain't just out there doing no bullshit. But the fact that you trying to control a grown man, nah, I'm cool. Because I don't do nothing that's just drastically fucking stupidly crazy. I do not do that. So don't sit here and come at me with the, oh, we gotta try to control him. You good. Don't even worry about it. And that was my witch card. You ain't gotta worry about me coming. If that's what y'all worried about, I think, man, good luck to y'all. If that's what y'all worried about.
At what point free agent? I mean, was this?
Oh, this was
before?
This was early.
Yeah, early.
Yeah, super early. Super early. And then they
So
thought
you
I
kind
was
of
gonna
knew
change
you'd
my
start
mind.
after exploring other things.
Thought I was knee deep in that already. Shit. I already really knew what it was. And when I heard about Miami, you know, we talked about it as a group, me and my family, me and my trainers and all that stuff. It all worked out. And then obviously when the meeting came around, we sitting there, we talking about the roster, man, talking about, obviously, I had sunshine, what everybody already knows, but the way that they just do shit, you know, we work every single day. It's nothing drastic, but we do work. We expect you to come in here and help us win. We're not trying to lose. No, never. Every single year, we're in it to win it now. You ain't worried about 3 years. Can't control that. And that's how I think. I think like, I don't know what the hell I'm going to do tomorrow. Yesterday's gone, but right now, I'm going to be the best version of me that I can be. And that's how Miami does it. I don't know how every other team do it. I can tell you how Chicago does it, Minnesota does it, and Philly does it. But Miami's way different than all those teams that I just named.
You seem much happier.
Hell yeah. I get to be me. I ain't worried about nobody trying to control me, first of all. That's some fucked up shit. Somebody trying to control somebody. But I get to be me. And being who I am every single day is exactly what they ordered. I say what I want to say, the way I want to say it. I think I've gotten better at relating it to this guy, that guy, this woman that's walking around, whatever it may be. But they know that where it's coming from is from the heart, and it's because I want to win. Like, I don't have time, like Tyler knows, and I think me and Tyler have a mutual respect. Yeah. If I see some bullshit with you, Duncan, Bam, whoever it is, I'm telling you, right there, it might have some cuss words in it, but no, because I know that you can do better. I know that you can be better. I've seen it. I've seen that. If I ain't seen it, I probably wouldn't get as mad as I probably would. But they know that, man. I care about winning, and I care about them as an individual. Legit.
Any good Power Alex stories?
Not yet, man. Not yet. I'm waiting for some shit to go drastically wrong when that motherfucker coming at me. Killing shit.
I mean, he really is. He's one of the very few active sort of NBA OGs.
It's the best.
Like, he'll do it eventually.
It's the best. I hope that it never comes to that point.
Yeah.
I love having, like, you talking about a winner. He's done it.
Yeah.
He's done it.
Did you say you had a question for him about TJ Warren? Did you tell me a question for TJ Warren?
No, it wasn't a specific question. I was curious about you in general in those situations. When like something like that happens, and everyone makes a big thing about it on Twitter. Are you thinking about it like 2 days later, or are you just like, I don't give a shit? Like, because you're a competitor, so you're playing.
I'm not thinking about the altercation. I don't care. Nobody's fighting, okay?
Yeah.
Nobody's fighting. I'm thinking about what's said in the altercation. That's what gets me. That's what took it there. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're not fighting, we get it. Still don't understand why I got fined more, whatever. But what was said is what got me. So I'm just like, yo, look, now I'm thinking about that. And that's what I'm saying. It's not about the foul and this and that. It's about, like, some stuff you just do not say.
Yeah.
I felt like the line was crossed. And that's
What's up, Demon Six?
2 days, 3 days, 2 months.
When do you play them again?
Twice. There you go.
It's on his IG page. Circle in red or with black, whatever.
Do you think that careful of this, but do you think that teams can have just too many alphas?
Well, what's your definition of an alpha?
So, I mean, I think you could probably define it in a couple different ways, but you are obviously an alpha, not just in terms of like on the court production of
You're
an
talking about like really good players?
No, but it's not just really good players. It's just like the person who has to be the star. You're the star. Every time you go on, you're the star. But can it, if you, for instance, JJ is an amazing shooter, but he fits in.
He's a really smart player.
He's a very smart player.
I'm not a beta.
But it's not. I wouldn't call him an alpha. And so,
an alpha.
But so
player.
He's an alpha off the court. He's an alpha when it comes to food blogs.
No, do that. Your food
And watches. And expensive restaurants. He's an alpha when it comes to
You're talking. You dug yourself a hole here, guy.
You gotta deal with that.
I gotta deal with this after the fact. But so obviously a team like Philly,
When you talk about really good players,
yes.
not JJ, not JJ.
Forget JJ for a second.
Why do they call him JJ anyways?
Is that a thing? Is that a thing now that you've been on? This is your fourth locker room with all different iterations of this. Is that a thing where you can have too much of a good thing?
That's in everything in life to me. Too much of a good thing can turn into a bad thing. Now, I go back to what I'm saying. But if you know and you have like, okay, yeah, you can have 3 or 4 alphas, whatever it is. But you gotta know which one is really the one. You know?
Yeah.
Like I think whenever you put it in order and you make sure that everybody's playing their role and playing it to a T, it can work. But when everybody don't know what's going on any certain day, you don't know. It's not gonna work that way. But you gotta boom, this is it, this is it, this is it, this is it. And I can tell you that it works because we do it in Miami. This motherfucker Spo would come in the locker room.
What's up, Blake?
Duncan, why in the fuck did you dribble the ball inside the 3? Like, we'd be like, what? Like, hooping.
Damn, this computer hooping.
Shoot the fucking ball.
I look away from my sticks for like 5 seconds, boy.
It's alright for me to shoot 23. Nobody's gonna get mad at me because that's what I do. You see what I'm saying?
Bro, look at the shots these niggas be making, bro, with computers.
You can score 50, score 50.
It's a fucking computer making that shit.
Nah, Spo gonna let you know, and I feel like on any given team, everybody gotta know their role from the jump. If it changes, it changes. But then you talk about that as well. But if you don't know your role, it's difficult.
I feel like someone saying I don't know my role is code for I don't like my role. You know what I mean?
I agree.
Because there's like, let's just talk about with like really good players, as Tommy said.
Yeah.
Like, so let's say a team. I'm not talking about myself.
You said VIP too?
For argument's sake, take him out of it. B or C level. Okay. So for really good players, let's say there's 3 or 4 on a team, right? Obviously, someone's going to have to sacrifice. If there's not like a clear delineation, and on a team, not like in competition between 2 different teams, but on a team, it's not necessarily you want to be competitive with those guys. That can lead to a little friction. So I think there's got to be someone, either a player or coach, someone that sort of delineates who that guy is or who that 1 or 2 guy is, and then ultimately you need to have guys who have the personality and are able to sacrifice. Great example of this, obviously, Miami Heat with the big 3, right? Bosh had to be the guy that sacrificed. You saw early on with D-Wade and LeBron, they're friends obviously, but there was that sort of tug and pull, who's the guy? And then once LeBron became the guy, they win championships.
Yeah. But I would say all 3 of those guys have to sacrifice now.
Yeah.
Like, not saying that like LeBron didn't have to sacrifice. He for sure did. But I think where me and you are like, we're not having a disconnect, but you're saying if somebody says I don't know my role, that means that they don't like their role, right? I'm saying it shouldn't even come to that. Before you don't know your role, I'm in charge. I'm going to tell you what your
Pure
role is.
playmaker.
You don't have to worry about not knowing your role. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's like whenever teams now, they're trying to shoot layups or shoot the 3, right?
Do post hop shots. I shoot sometimes. But niggas I'm playing, I don't want them to touch the ball, bro.
I'm going to shoot mid-range jump shots. Okay? let's just take the Houston.
But look at how he fucking playing. Look how hard this nigga playing, bro.
Russ, right? Okay, great. Russ is the player that can do that. It's his role. Yo, shoot that fucking mid-range jump shot. Now when
Well, how the fuck am I supposed to be able to shoot with this nigga playing on the 3-point line like that, bro?
That's not your role. But I think they have that figured out, so it's okay to make that work. Right. That's what I'm saying. You didn't have to question if, oh, coach, can I shoot? I don't know if I can shoot. Nah, you be you. You be the player.
Playmaking takeover?
I'm saying, like, if you don't know your role, yeah, you probably don't like your role. But if you know it and you don't like it, that's your fault. Correct. Correct.
Oh, I hate playing niggas like this. This nigga tries so hard, bro. He'll dribble the whole shot clock and then zigzag at the last second, bro.
It's not on every team that you know your role because there's not that delineation. The coach doesn't say it, or the best player doesn't say it, or the culture doesn't sort of adhere to that.
That's true.
This shit is so annoying to guard.
Especially if you're a young guy.
And I was gonna say, if you're a young guy, that shit's gonna be hard.
You're trying to figure it out.
That shit's gonna be hard.
Was it like that with the Clippers?
I was telling someone this the other day. Doc would, at some point in preseason, not necessarily like the first day of camp, but at some point in preseason, we would start practice and we'd come in for the 1, 2, 3 together.
Like, how am I supposed to shoot, bro? Look at how this nigga playing on me, bro. Look how tight this nigga be playing, bro. Shit, get the fuck off my dick.
Or whatever. And when my last
play tape.
Year, so the year before,
making a pure playmaker, you might as well use like play takeover.
I had led the league in 3-point shooting that year. So going into the next year, we're in preseason, and he's
bro, I can't fucking. Thank God, bro. This shit is annoying as fuck, bro. Get off my dick, nigga.
And he's like, JJ, you're one of our shooters.
Damn, bro.
I don't know why, but it bothered me so much that he said that. I'm like, one of our shooters, man. I'm fucking the shooter guy. I don't know why that bothers me so much. I'm a fucking alpha. Alpha goddamn shooter. I'm a really good player. No, wow. No, but Doc was great with that. No, yeah. Stan was great with that. Those two guys, at least my experience in the NBA, those are the two best. You knew exactly what you were supposed to. Like Stan, you knew exactly what you're supposed to do, and you stayed within that. And if you start within that, maybe that next year you might get a little bit more. But it was like a gradual build.
GG's.
Because it was like if you do your role, and he does his role, and he does his role. We have
oh my God, this is so annoying, bro.
Right. You think your career?
I haven't missed one shot, and I keep losing the ball like that.
Come in the league with it.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
Because he sort of taught you how to work.
Mm-hmm. He didn't play me, and I would keep saying that until he feels bad for not playing me. But yeah, and I'm not gonna say it was because of Tibbs. I came into the league with some really good vets. Like Luau, when I would get pissed off, he would be like, "You gotta keep working. Your time's gonna come. Trust me." Yada yada yada. Booz, Joe Kim, D Rose, everybody was like, "You gotta work. Your time is gonna happen. You're here for a reason, but you gotta be ready. Because if you're not, it's on you." Yeah. So as much as it was Tibbs, it was even more my teammates at the time that taught me you gotta work no matter what. So a lot of props and it gotta be said about them.
Like, look how hard this nigga playing on defense, bro.
There's some of the luck of all this stuff. Of like,
there's so much luck in everything, though.
Yeah.
Like, luck is a part of life, talent, skill, God-given, all of that stuff is part of it. I got
bro, look at this shit. This nigga 3 straight fucking fouls, bro. This nigga's fucking fiending, bro.
Had already had Joe Fultz going, he would have never met me. I would have never met him. The chances of me going to Marquette, even lower now. Like,
yeah, 4-5. Yeah, go ahead and foul out, bro. You know what? Go ahead and foul out, bro. You got one more foul, bitch, nigga. Go ahead and foul out. Come here. Here go the ball. Here go the ball.
I didn't call it anything. This is a Twitter question. I
So
didn't call the question.
top five, basically back out.
Guys you wouldn't want to run into.
In the back, in the dark.
Yeah, go ahead and foul out, bro.
James Johnson is number 1.
That's what we had.
James Johnson will kick your fucking face off, like without a doubt. James is a bad dude. I never really fucked up. I know James.
Bye, bitch. Bye. Main menu. Main menu, bitch. Bye.
Because he can fight.
Yeah.
We had James. We didn't have the Morrises because you couldn't pick one of the two of them. So they were all coming off the bench.
Bye, bitch.
They were like 6th and 7th men. We had Smart,
PJ, and you. I can't remember if you were in the starting five though.
Okay. I take 6 man.
Well, you're definitely the only all-star. There's no one else.
Those 8 guys.
Is there anyone who's like a low-key, just like a vet or something like that people wouldn't think about, but you're like, just don't fuck with that guy?
I mean, to tell the truth, I would say UD. I really would. I would say UD. UD still go about shit like he's 17 years old. Like him, like, yo, look, I'm an enemy to the death of me. This is what I do. Yeah. Rightfully so. Yeah. He loves his city. He loves his state. Then it's right back to him. But he's one that I'm glad he's in my corner. I tell you that.
What was the last good NBA fight CP and Rondo? Like where there was actually punches thrown? Has there been one this year?
With Big Bookshop, connecting people with your business just got easier.
I want it to stop people from just want him on your team at any price.
Really? Okay. Yeah. If I don't care how talented you are, at some point in time, your employer is going to get tired of you taking shots at him. You know, and I get that you're not happy. Adam Gaze is probably going to be the next one out this door because they're moving players.
I'm real proud of him.
You know,
LeBron's got a lot to be proud of. Don't just think about it. I got him number 2 or 3 on Mount Rushmore. Really number 2. I don't think that's disrespectful or hate on him at all. Having said that, you and I were talking last week, Magic, and you talked about how no champion who was key.
He didn't want you to look at he had 0-100 yard games in 17 games. 175 yard
games. He don't want his money. Okay, so I'm looking at that. I'm looking at the Andrew Bradleys of the world with a player option. If you're going to tweak something, what are you going to tweak? And are you sure, Magic Johnson, that Anthony Davis is going to stay?
He went to a magic jump. He had over 400 touches. Yeah, normally when guys get to those numbers, there's been very few guys that can get to those numbers and ever be the same player again. Now, here's Dixon with those numbers a couple of times. We're talking about transcendent. I don't look at Le'Veon Bell as a transcendent running back.
Him and LeBron again next season.
Larry Johnson. You look at when he went to those short numbers and look what he did the
following year. You not have a guy like LeBron
playing alongside of you because the same thing happened when Davis, look at what some of these guys, when they got to
they make each other better. And then last but not least, this is the great thing. When LeBron retires, he just says, here, Anthony Davis, it's your team now. You go on and lead the league out to the next 5 to 6 championships. So I think
Luka?
I'm not worried about Luka right now. We can't worry about Luka right now. We're talking about
Luka Doncic? What the fuck? Nigga just said Luka Doncic? What the fuck?
I'm not worried about Luka right now. We can't worry about Luka right now. We're talking about right now.
Who are you going to pair with AD? You're going to be the next superstar is going to pair with him.
Connect with customers and sell your products all in one place. Get started with Facebook Shop.
Magic, I want to talk about what this year means versus next year. So there will be those who say, and it's legitimate, the Warriors weren't around. That was hurt and all this stuff. Now, I think the Warriors, before they got KD, were looking at a LeBron-led team that had a crew and thought, oh, we can't beat them. Remember, they didn't have Kyrie or Kevin Love when they barely beat them in 6 games. When Dellavedova was like, there's no Iguodala there anymore. There's no KD. They're going to reload. They're going to try to take it to the next level on the Lakers. What about dealing with a reloaded Warriors team next year?
Of course, you know, I'm fans of Steph and Clay, right? I hope that they come back and they're healthy. And then I love Draymond.
God damn, boy! Make a move to the fucking goal already. Damn, nigga over here dribbling side to side 50 times, bro.
I'm sure they're going to make a good move. I don't know if they're going to take the second pick or not. They will be the second team, I think, Denver. The way they finished, and Murray and Jokic, I think they'll be the third team, and then the Clippers will probably be the fourth team. So I think those will be the four powerhouses in the West, and I still think with the experience that the Lakers got, especially all the other guys.
Bro, I know your fingers hurt, bro.
But Anthony Davis got championship experience.
They gave this nigga the best hop step innovation in the world.
You know, I can keep going. All those guys now will come back and be better next season.
Magic, hold on, Matt. Magic, I just want you to, before you leave, I want you to address two topics. Number one, Max Kellerman calling Kawhi Leonard the best player in the world for the last year until he had to throw in a oops. You can address that, but number two, and more importantly, you know, I was of the mindset that if the Clippers were to win this year,
oh my fucking god, bro.
For the Lakers, because now you gotta overcome that because another team learned how to win. I want to know, because the Clippers have
look at this shit.
Got them forth, how much damage have they done to their franchise with Kawhi and Paul?
Bruh.
In spite of the fact that they weren't able to get it done.
Well, I think the Clippers, listen, what's missing with the Clippers, they just don't have a leader. And see, a superstar can be a superstar. So Kawhi is a superstar, and he plays both ends of the court. Paul George, I think, is a star.
Bro, I wasted so much time out the shot. This nigga got 7 fucking rebounds, bro. You can't be serious.
You need somebody to lead the team. See, LeBron James is both. He's the best player in the world, but he's also the greatest leader in the world. So I think
this nigga got 7 fucking rebounds, bro. I'm done.
You know, they had talked all season how they wanted the Lakers, and they had their opportunity, but they came up short. And I want to give Rondo a lot of credit here. People thought I was crazy when I said you need Baltimore.
Bro, come on, bro. Let me throw the fucking shot up. This nigga is nowhere near me, bro.
To create shots for his teammates. We needed a second guy to do that, so when LeBron sat on the bench...
Bro, my fucking god! They giving niggas every stop in the world!
I know he hates that term, but this young man took his game to a whole nother level. Last night he proved again why he's so special, why he's great as not only a basketball player, but also a leader. Because if you look at our team, this guy was the second.
Nigga spamming his fucking stick to Drew moves and spamming the fucking pogo stick, bro. Nigga's a fucking spammer.
Took over the team. So, Rondo, thank you for signing with the Lakers, for leaving in the strategy to rebuild the Lakers, because he was a key piece of us winning it as well. So Anthony Davis and LeBron James and Rondo as well.
That's a great point. His second ranked 14th season. Massachusetts might be calling his name now.
2 IQs on the court with LeBron.
Right. And Lonnie, before I go, I knew I wanted Ty Lue to be in that position as the Lakers coach, but I want to give Frank Vogel a lot of credit. Every single series, he made defensive adjustments. Yep. That's a great coach. Frank Vogel did an outstanding job.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN Plus.
Oh my fucking god, bro. This is sick, bro. This nigga going 8 for 18, no losing, bro.
Basketball player in the world. He proved again why he should have been named the most valuable player of the NBA. And then second, Anthony Davis, with the regular season that he put together, with the playoff run that he had during his incredible playoff bubble season, he proved that he was the second best player in the NBA this season. So watch out next season. I'm predicting right here, right now, the Lakers gonna repeat.
Magic Johnson, when you look at these Los Angeles Lakers, particularly what they've accomplished, what LeBron James accomplished, how do you view in terms of it being
one of the toughest, if not the toughest championship he's ever captured in his NBA career. Where do you rank this?
Well, not only the toughest for LeBron, I mean, winning this championship, but I think just for the Los Angeles Lakers. When you think about everything that the Lakers had to go through this season, especially the death of Kobe Bryant and his beautiful daughter as well, you think about coronavirus and stopping the season, and then our great commissioner Adam Silver saying we are going to finish the season and have a playoff, creating this bubble. Adam was smart enough to get with the doctors and scientists and create a healthy, safe environment for the players. And then the players had to decide to go. So again, thank their wives, thank their parents and their kids for allowing these players to go play. But I would say this, LeBron do what he's done and the Laker organization come back. I think it was the hardest championship we had to win. Yes, I know coming back 3-1, Max, you said it earlier, with Golden State was difficult. Yes, it was. But at the same time, you can have life or death situations going on. So when you have life and death situations,
this nigga is real life spamming.
The players could have came down with this virus. I think this was the hardest championship any team has had to win.
And by the way, credit
the Lakers team, but any team in sport.
Bye, bitch. Bye, spamming bitch. Another spammer bites the dust. Another fucking spammer bites the dust, bro. Is my PlayStation working? I don't know, bro. I just turned that bitch on. And this shit.
In this video, I'm going to give you 5 steps to steal your competitor's best and most profitable keywords in under 2 minutes. Let's go ahead and dive into it. Before you get started, make sure to click the
You want him on your team at any price.
Really? Okay. You get the rotation. Yep. Skip, I don't care how talented you are, at some point in time, your employer is going to get tired of you taking shots at him. Yeah, but I get that you're not happy. Adam Gase is probably going to be the next one out this door because they're moving players, and it's, obviously Ethan's players been disgruntled, and you want to get him out of the building. But the problem was that Adam Gase never wanted him in the building, and so it built up a bad blood. And once you know that as a player, you know someone doesn't want you there. It's hard for you to take a liking to them. He didn't want him. He wanted offensive line to protect the quarterback. The general manager wanted a big-time running back. That was a conflict. A month, 2 months later, the general manager's gone. Now the head coach is stuck with a player that I never wanted to begin with. If he hasn't been the same. I mean, you look at, he had 0 100-yard games in 17 games, 1 75-yard game, and only 4 games in which he's averaged 4 yards per carry. That's not Le'Veon Bell. I don't really know how much, now it's going to be interesting to see how much he has left in the tank because he had a couple of seasons, his last couple of seasons in Pittsburgh, he went to a magical number. He had over 400 touches. If normally when guys get to those numbers, there have been very few guys that can get to those numbers, and ever be the same player again. Now, Eric Dickerson went to those numbers a couple of times, but Skip, we're talking about a transcendent running back. I don't look at Le'Veon Bell as a transcendent running back. You look at Larry Johnson. You look at when he went to those historic numbers and look what he did the following year. You look at whatever. You look at Eddie George, DeMarco Murray, our Terrell Davis.
Boy.
Look at what some of these guys, when they got to those.
What are you doing, my guy?
380, 390.
What are you doing?
What are you doing? Who plays like this?
Bitch, look how you playing. All you do is dunk. Who plays like that?
It's laid out
I mean, you doing close post phase, bro. Yeah,
okay.
Shut up.
Okay, can you stop me, bitch?
I'm about to drop your stuff.
Oh, you about to drop me off? Don't lose the ball, bro.
Like you don't do something if you ever.
Look at this, look at this. I'm weird though. Look what you're doing. Look what you're doing. Can you make it to the goal? 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 Hello? Can you make it to the goal? Can you make it to the goal? Look at this. That nigga got lucky. That nigga picked the ball up. That nigga had to all that get fucking separation.
Good movement.
Nice take, buddy. Well, I'm stuck in the animation. That's tough. Green bean.
Trash ass. It'd be a legend type of trash.
Yeah. Come on, come to the goal. Come to the goal. Come to the goal. Trash ass nigga. It'd be the legend that'd be so trash. Nigga got takeover. He still can't get a fucking dunk off. Bro, this shit got me stuck in animation again. I ain't worried about it. Dunk that bitch.
I gotta take that back? Oh my god. This game sucks. Except when you take the ball back on the backboard.
Bro, they keep making me do the same stuck animation.
Cause I'm clanking you up, dummy. Hold this. Bang. Right up.
This nigga gotta do a fucking post look with a slash and takeover. Imagine. Do it again.
Look what you doing.
Do it again. Do it again.
Gotcha. Right here.
Yeah, do it again.
What?
Dummy. Stupid. You retarded as fuck, nigga. You ain't get no baseline dunks on me, bitch. Shut your, nigga, you sped as fuck. You think you can get a fucking reverse dunk on me, bitch. Must be out your fucking mind, bitch. Green bean. That nigga reached while he got the fucking. Go ahead, go for the baseline dunk again. Please go for it. Look at you, bruh. Fucking takeover gone.
Why can't I dunk the ball?
Why can't I dunk the ball? Look at you crying like a bitch. Why can't I dunk the ball? Why can't I dunk the ball, man? Please. Why can't I dunk the ball? Stupid. The fuck you jumping that, dumb bitch? Fuck you jumping that, lame bitch. Why can't I dunk the ball, man? Oh my god. Why can't I dunk the ball? I'm gonna drop this trash ass nigga off. I'm gonna drop this trash ass nigga off. Why can't I dunk the ball? Look at you complaining like a bitch. I thought you was dropping me off, nigga. Drop me off, bitch. Drop me off, lame nigga.
I've never seen nobody play like that.
Drop me off, bitch.
Oh my god. Last take for what?
It was just glass cause it's not post scoring take, nigga.
You can't get a board, so relax.
I can't get a board. What? This nigga sucks, bro. This nigga sucks. This nigga sucks for real. This nigga real life sucks. You need slash and take. I need take over.
Yes, you do.
Mm-hmm. 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 Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
This game better than this nigga, bro.
Extra badges.
You got a D plus, nigga. You got a D plus. I'm gonna grade you out. Keep forcing that shit up.
Extra badges and you still a bum. Shut up.
Nigga, you got a D fucking plus, nigga. You about to get graded out. This game is blessing him. Now you gotta do 50 post spins to get to the goal.
Way below that. He was a bust for the Jets. And he's been a bust for the league. I'm gonna remind you, they tried to trade a year ago.
You're not doing nothing. No. I ain't worried about it. He lost to take over and everything. Damn.
No takers. He's guaranteed $6 million on next year's salary.
Green bean.
Oh my god. You're a bum.
Anytime you call me and say, hey man, I got this car for sale. Well, I know you want to sell it. Why am I gonna give you what the first price you throw out there if I know you
Green bean.
Oh my god, you
I'm not gonna give you anything.
Go for the baseline dunk.
You could it, and then if that's something I
You want me to?
Yeah, go for it.
with him directly, but I'm not giving up you anything.
Go for the baseline dunk.
The Jets aren't very good. They're not.
I'm about to get takeover again.
You about to?
And I think the thing was that he wanted to go somewhere, but that's the risk.
Yeah, go ahead and take that up.
Come back. Oh.
I'm losing to a nigga that's going 8 for 15. That's crazy.
Bro. No, bro, you about to be 6 for 14 right here. Look at you.
Kobe.
Look at you. 6 for 14, bro.
Go for a baseline dunk.
Come here.
Yeah, I'm VIPing the fuck out this thing after this game. I'm VIPing the fuck out this nigga.
Uh-oh.
So, as a Jet, he had one period where he gained some weight, which was a red flag. Right. He had a period where he's been hurt a little bit, had a hamstring.
Uh-oh. Here we go. Here we go.
To the right.
That's what.
So the Jets reported that he got complacent.
Yeah, you laughing, but I'm VIPing the fuck out you, nigga.
He got his money and...
Yeah, I'm VIPing the fuck out you.
Suck.
Okay, so...
I drop a whole toxic legend. Oh, they get nothing wrong. Hey!
Yeah, I'm VIPing the fuck out you after this game. Laugh on that.
Yeah, that's all we can.
Yeah, I'm VIPing the fuck out you. I'm getting the quarterback. Laugh on that, nigga. Go ahead and win this next game so I can VIP you, nigga. I'm VIPing the fuck out you. Yeah, laugh on that, bitch.
Bro.
Yeah, I'm VIPing the fuck out you.
That's all you can do.
I know. I know you gonna wait 2 games after that. After I VIP, you gonna wait 2 games to play me again. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you gonna wait 2 games to play me again. That's crazy, bro. GG's, bro. You getting VIP. GG's, bro. GG's, bro. I'm about to VIP the fuck out you, nigga. Yeah.
Extra badges.
GG's, bro. GG's, bro. I'm about to VIP the fuck out you, nigga. Yeah, GG's. I'm about to VIP the fuck out you. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay.
25, 35, 40 million dollars a year. I really should be making 60. Yeah, I'm gonna go show you. He get paid. He holds out, turns down 14 million, gets paid, and he gets paid. And what does he do? He gets fat and you rest on his ball. Yep. What you did in Pittsburgh, Kim? How does that help me with the Jets?
I should have my fucking slash out for that
when you
one.
become a free agent, what you accomplished at your previous location, now the slate's clean. You come in with a blank slate. What you gonna do for the Jets?
Yep. I got it.
Oh, so if I had my finish, I would have whooped this nigga, bro.
It can make you a star. It can make you unsignable. He lives on social media. He complains about the Jets on social media. He complained about the Steelers on social media.
That shit's so lame, bro. That was giving him the best
on social media because at some point the executives who run these teams are going to say, I don't want that headache. Yeah.
But you're seeking validation, dude.
You said PS4 down. You
is
capping.
false praise.
It is?
They don't own a team. Yeah, Le'Veon, you right.
Like for real down? Like for real down?
Boosted up. And he said, yeah, he liking tweets that's critical of the Jets. He's liking tweets that's critical of Adam Gates. Okay, if you don't like the head coach, I
That
get it.
shit's so lame, bro.
I get it. Yep. We don't like everybody we work with, and that's not a requirement.
Yep.
But, bruh, unless you gonna own your own team or you gonna own your own business,
What the fuck? The whole PlayStation or just 2K?
business will tolerate before they get your butt up out of there.
Yep.
And they say they will tolerate you until they can replace you.
Yep.
Well, I don't even know if they got a replacement, but they couldn't tolerate him anymore. They say, we done.
And he's wanted to be a rapper, stage name Juice. And
So I pick up the ball.
pretty
Look at
good.
that shit.
But if you want to do that, you can't do it at the expense of your football.
No.
So if he's not careful,
This game's
he might
so
just
goofy.
have a full-time career as a rapper.
Yeah. Dame rap.
Yep.
It doesn't affect this
No,
game.
it does not. I agree.
Dame probably got a basketball somewhere. Dame probably shooting hoops. Dame probably working on his game.
Probably is. So will anybody give this man a shot? I assume the Bears might be desperate enough because they've lost Hart Cohen. You know, and maybe because they're on the fringe of being they look like they could be a wild card team. And I look at the Chiefs and they've got Edwards-Helaire. He's had 7 shots inside the 5 and can't get in the end zone. He's not a banger.
No, Skip. He's a nice little change of pace guy. I went to Jerry still wish he had drafted him in the second round. Yeah, I'm just throwing that out there.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I think the thing, Skip, he's a great change of pace. Yeah, I'm looking forward to him. He can catch it. But
damn, you can't bring nobody to the party.
He's gonna be a problem inside the 5.
That's fucking tough.
Because he's not a guy that can plunge the ball into the end zone.
You're right.
So it's gonna be very interesting. They might be interested, but Kansas City needs defense. They don't. A running back is the least of their problem. They need somebody that can help get to the quarterback and cover on the back end.
So I think we agree on the bottom line: more trouble than worth.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
Thank you for watching. You can subscribe here to get the latest from the show, and be sure to check out more of the best clips from Undisputed, or go watch a few other segments from our other.
With Facebook Shops, connecting people with your business just got easier.
I want it to stop people in their tracks. I want them to see it, and I want them to think, I want that. I need that.
Kobe.
Sell your products right from Facebook or Instagram.
I get over there. Shannon, Arian says he likes it. He doesn't have a problem with it. Do you?
Got a big problem with it. First of all, Tom Brady, as great as he is, Tom Brady is a player. He and I are on equal footing. Although he is a greater player than I am, he's a player. He's not the coach. Tom Brady's name does not appear on my check. Because my thing is, Skip, I believe there's a healthy level of respect that must be shown between teammates. No matter how great you are, you're 1 or 53. There needs to be a level of respect there. And I get Tom Brady with frustrated guys. You know, it was holding, it was procedure, it was unsportsmanlike conduct where the guy runs down the field. And I get all of that. The one that's the unforgivable is the personal. The one that said it all. Yeah. But you know, procedures is going to happen. Even though you try to you can't have those. The problem that you run into when you start yelling and screaming at other guys in the state.
She's at us right now.
Because I want something you would say, you yell at him, but bro, can you throw it to the guy in your color uniform?
Why are you coming?
We're better than come on, Ryan. Come on. I need to do a better job. I gotta get over quick. I gotta have to do my part. But let's get that done. Let's open the ball. Come on, let's get going. Never one guy is specific. So I don't like that Tom turned to the guys and yelled and was hurting. No, bro, because you got to do big fixes. And you haven't played for you played well in spots. But you haven't looked like the Tom Brady from New England either, although the discipline
because of one reason. You have to be present to make money. You have to remodel the house, you have to buy and sell the stocks, you have to ship stuff that you sell on eBay. And the problem is that there's only 24 hours in a day.
Just gotta ask, what does this injury mean?
So, you think he'll come back next year and do? You think Dallas will give him a huge contract, or he'll become a free agent?
I think they have no choice. I think the way that their team is set up, the way that they drafted, the resources that they put into their offense, I think they start off initially tagging them to buy themselves some time to set up a huge contract.
Okay, and you think they'll give it to him because Shannon thinks somebody else is going to get to give it to him?
No, I don't see it. I mean, you got to think about, look how they paid Tony Romo. Look at their history. Dallas has never lost a player that they wanted to keep, regardless of salary cap. They have money for the things that they need money for. And then you look at their offensive line. Their offensive line's aging. They're facing some injuries on their offensive line. You would hate to have to start all the way over with a rookie quarterback, a younger quarterback with an aging offensive line.
Okay, so when you look back at what happened last year, do you believe that Dak should have taken the offer that was on the table ahead of last year? Because both Shannon and I thought it was a fair offer. It certainly wasn't insulting. Do you think that would have made it a smoother ride for Dak through last season and into this one?
Now, whether the offer was fair or not, I have no idea because I don't know what the offer was, but I know what the speculation of the numbers was. But when you're a fourth-round draft pick, and me being a later-round draft pick myself, you always get that initial money. So I think that bet on itself, I think it was a great bet. You made $31 million this year over that summer. 10 15 times more money than you made on his whole entire contract. I know it's definitely almost 15 times more than you made in the season. So when you look at the numbers, you're looking at $31 million this year. Another tag next year is starting at 37.8. So that's, what is that, 68? Almost 70 million. So you're looking at 70 million over 2 and being a free agent, or you're looking at a deal somewhere in the $35 to $40 million range.
Before I get to my question, do you know the address to Fox?
Yeah, I sure do.
Okay, well, send me my itch. Okay, you know what you owe me? You need to get that to me, homie. You need to do right by me.
What's he owe you?
He know. We ain't gonna talk about it, but he know.
Skip let you double up all the time on Mountain.
No, I ain't let you. See, there you go. That's between Skip and I. What Skip and I have is not what O and Shannon have. So you need to get at me.
And this was a bet on what?
We bet on everything because he always wants to bet because he can't help himself. He tried to get me like you got me, but I got something for you coming up on Friday. I'm gonna show you on Friday. I got something for you on Friday. Hey, but see, here's my thing. This is why I don't think they're going to. It's hard for them to franchise because if what's being said is true about the cap is going to drop from 200 million to 175.
Yeah, we got a whole fucking legend
on franchise tag. Puts Dak at 22% of their cap. Now, you always say you want to keep your highest-paid player no more than 14% of your cap. Now, it's going to be some interesting situation because we see Tyron Smith is starting to wear down. And some play, he's starting to miss games last year, missed a couple of games the year before, and now he might be out for the entire, I think he's out for the entire season.
He is.
So is Lyle Collins. So for me, I don't know if they're going to be able to, but that's the only way they're going to be able to keep it. Because I believe the 49ers are going to be in play for Dak Prescott, and I believe there are one or two other teams that's going to be in play. And you know how free agency work, oh. You just need one team. You don't need 10, man, nobody likes it. You need one team to love you, to put the pressure on the Cowboys to say, okay, this is what it's going to take. And the franchise, Dak don't want to play on the franchise tag because he saw what happened this year.
Absolutely, but playing in Dallas and knowing and receiving several extensions from them, they have a unique way of structuring their cap. They structure their cap where they're always available. They make them in their language, in their contracts, they're always available to push money out. They're always available to restructure, give you a large signing bonus, and bring another guy's cap number down. So I think I envision them doing that if they can't strike a long-term deal to get under the cap to allow themselves to franchise that.
Okay, so let's discuss just how good you believe Dak Prescott is and will be, because you say he's going to get the big money. Okay, so I always say he's a top 10 quarterback, but I have him 9th or 10th. He's the bottom of the top 10, which is still very good. It's good enough to get you to and win a Super Bowl if your supporting cast is good enough, and obviously your defense has to be much better than it is currently. But what do you think? You know him, you played with him, you saw him up close and personal. How good is he and how good will he be? Could he be a Mahomes? Could he be a Deshaun?
I don't know if he can be a Mahomes. That guy's special, but I've said this since I came on TV. Whenever I talk about that, phenomenal human being, amazing athlete. Is he ever going to live up to his contract? How many guys do live up to their contract? When you're talking about paying a guy $40, $35 million a year, you're expecting to win Super Bowls every year. But when it comes to the intangibles of leading a football team, when it comes to being the face of a franchise, I think the Dallas Cowboys are going to get their money worth. As far as him as a quarterback, he has a huge arm, he's great with his feet, but he's going to need pieces around him as anybody else. Mahomes is a generational type player. Tom Brady, a generational type player. Peyton Manning, a generational type player.
Okay, so where would you rank Dak then? Is he top 10?
I rank Dak in the. To me, he has a lot of similarities as Russell Wilson, and you would like to say that maybe as his career progresses, he can turn into a Russell Wilson-esque player. I don't know if he's going to turn into Russell Wilson with the composure, with the clutchness, with the calmness, but a Russell Wilson-esque type player.
That's not a bad comparison because when we looked at Russ in the beginning, it was beast mode and Legion of Boom. And then slowly but surely beast mode went away, Legion of Boom just dissipated, and now all of a sudden it's Russ or bust. Because their defense isn't very good, and everything that they do is based around what Russell Wilson making plays, be it scripted or improvisation. And so if Dak can somehow morph into that, they definitely have the potential to win Super Bowls if Dak can become Russell Wilson-esque.
I think we were starting to see a little bit of that this year, but the problem is that was the way to get down by 3 scores before they do it, and teams are just playing soft zone coverage. Right. We'll get into some of the problems that the Cowboys have on defense, but I was there and a part of a transition when we lost Rob Ryan. And we turned it over to Monty Kiffin, and then we turned it over to Marinelli. It was a difficult switch. You were asking guys like DeMarcus Ware to put their hand in the dirt, Anthony Spencer to put their hand in the dirt. Guys that have never done that their whole career in the NFL, and it was tough for them. And we had some really, really tough years. We had a really, really tough year the first year Monty Kiffin, which caused him to be demoted.
So, in the big picture, you believe, and by the way, quick point of reference, Dak beat Russell Wilson head-to-head in the playoffs, and that was one playoff win.
He didn't last year, though. He didn't this year, though.
Well, he hasn't, but again, you got that on your resume, right? He 2-1 again. Okay, 2-1, but that was a playoff game, and he won. And that's the only playoff game that he has won. So, Orlando, how much do you blame Dak for this consistent falling behind, where all last year and now into this year got worse and worse, where they're behind. He's the comeback warrior of the ages, but how much did Shannon always says, well, what he did, quarterback doesn't he have some blame? He has some responsibility to get them into a lead instead of falling into the hole every game?
Well, I'm a true believer in taking care of the ball, so I know Dak believes taking care of the ball. So of course he shares some blame and not taking care of the ball at times, and the fumbles, the interceptions, regardless. Not the legendary, there were 6 overthrows or whatever.
Of course I can't shoot. I'm a fucking slasher, dumb bitch.
The turnover part of it, but from a philosophical way, the Dallas Cowboys have gotten away from everything.
Thinks I can't shoot shit. Duh, nigga.
Run first team, they're a run first clashing team. That's what they were when
fucking P-brain. I'm a fucking finisher.
Ripped off 13 wins.
He can't shoot for shit. Duh. You said I can't shoot shit. Of course I can't shoot. I'm on a fucking finisher. Nigga, get your bitch ass up. My nuts off your fucking forehead, bitch.
Yeah, you're the guy who said, oh, but the quarterback...
How my nuts taste, nigga? Give me the ball back, bro. Give me the ball back. Let me see that. Reload. Get out the way.
When my contract comes due,
look at this nigga helping you. They helping you, bro. Get out the way.
Come the highest paid. And they're going to come the highest paid with 2 years left. And you asked me to give you a discount.
What that bitch ass nigga talking shit? Shut up, nigga. Your nuts ain't even dropped yet, nigga. Your nuts in your stomach. Nigga over here talking crazy and shit, nigga.
Just call Brian for a dummy.
Nigga in fucking middle school.
Because they had 2 years left.
You can't ask me to give you a discount if you don't
Short
have
plus brown ass nigga.
left on my contract.
Yeah, but let's look at it like this.
Shut your big head ass up. Get off the court.
The Cowboys did.
Big head fuck.
They didn't address the contract 2 years early. The first thing. So now here we are looking at. I'm in a lane here. You know, I'm a bet on myself. So now I'm going into where I'm a free man.
Yeah, I dropped that nigga that was talking shit off. Whoever the little squeaking ass nigga was. Yeah, I dropped that nigga off. Nigga can't guard me for shit.
An agent that's well known for.
I'll drop that pussy nigga off.
You got zero on him.
That nigga got Jada 4K trade. Nigga, young boy Dick Ride got 4K trade in his name. Nigga Dick Ride young boy. Imagine. Your pissy ass on, nigga.
$3 million on a 5-year deal, that's $15 million. $4 million on a 5-year deal, that's $20. You get where I'm going with this, right?
Yeah. Okay, bottom line to this discussion, Shannon and I go back and forth about this all the time. Do you believe Jerry Jones loves Dak Prescott, or just likes him as a player?
Bro.
I believe Jerry Jones
back on the court.
loves him. Jerry Jones falls in. This is the guy that falls in love and treats all players like his son. I believe Steven, who I think is a great man, I believe he's more here with it like this. It has to work with our cap. It has to work. We can't wreck our team to have one player. But I think when it comes to the face of the franchise, packing AT&T Stadium when this whole COVID thing is over and just keeping the Dallas Cowboys relevant and on primetime, Dak Prescott, you got to keep him. Jerry Jones don't draft players to let them go somewhere else and be great. You can't name me the last player that he's drafted and kept him for 4 or 5 years and let him go somewhere else and be great.
Yeah, but Dak Prescott's the last one that he hardballed and they paid him in money. That's 1 for 1. I can name that one.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
But time to hit the dusty old trail.
Here to get the latest from the show. Be sure to check out more of the Bachelor.
Go ahead and debo these niggas out the court right quick.
You want him on your team at any price.
Really? Okay.
Yep. Skip, I don't care how talented you are, at some point in time, your employer's going to get tired of you taking shots at him. Yeah. And I get that you're not happy. Adam Gase is probably going to be the next one out the door because they're moving players. And it's, obviously this player's been disgruntled and you want to get him out of the building. But the problem was that Adam Gase never wanted him in the building. And so it built up a bad blood. And once you know that as a player, Skip, you know someone doesn't want you there. It's hard for you to take a liking to them. He didn't want him. He wanted offensive line to protect the quarterback. The general manager wanted a big-time running back. That was a conflict. A month, 2 months later, the general manager's gone. Now the head coach is stuck with a player that I never wanted to begin with. Skip, he hasn't been the same. I mean, you look at it, he had 0 100-yard games in 17, 55-yard games, and only 4 games in which he's averaged 4 yards. When he went to those historic numbers and look what he did the following year. You look at
Herman Edwards.
You look at Eddie George, DeMarco Murray, our Terrell Davis, Jamal Anderson. Look at what some of these guys, when they got to those big milestones, 380, 390, 400 touches in the season. Yeah. Look what they did the following season and subsequent seasons after that. Yeah.
I just want justice. And the day you're going to get justice,
it played out in a very similar fashion in Pittsburgh. Skip, we don't know the rumbling, but I just thought it was odd that a guy that was in the locker room of people that teammates come out so fortunately against a player. Yeah, in support of a team. And now, I get it. Maybe you want more touches. Maybe they're not using you appropriately. But, bro, you can't keep speaking out against the team in a negative fashion. If for someone to say, you know what, we owe you $6 million on just this guy. We still owe you $6 million. We would rather pay go to the home and not put it our foot than not put our foot and not put so that's the big part. These players don't normally play. Some guy coaches that keep there, but they'll keep playing, keep coaches on us, keep staff. I ain't paying you to go home. You gonna play it out.
You never gave me your car keys.
Go ahead and go. We just pay you to go somewhere.
I said you never gave them to me. You just said that the door was unlocked.
Nah, I'm good.
You're not in your purse?
On this one, I am completely with you. More trouble than worse.
Yeah, I ain't had no car keys.
Wants a very good back. You could also catch it and run with it. He ran with it in an unconventional way. I'd never seen it before. So he did tiptoe and waited and he waited. He showed incredible patience, and then he'd hit a hole and he hit it hard.
Skip, you had to discuss that. Skip, be the best back in football.
Yeah, there was a moment. There were about 15 minutes when he was. And then he fell completely apart with the bedrock Pittsburgh Steelers. And it wasn't just the defense that was complaining about him. It was his offensive line. They threw him under 10 busts. They did. And it started that sent him like he's pouncy. He said, honestly, he's a little selfish. It's Le'Veon over the Steelers. Then Ramon Foster said, in the ultimate team sport, we've created a league of individuals. He's a guy who just doesn't give a damn being about us and the Steelers. A guy who said Ramon Foster makes 7 times as much as I do and twice as much as Al Villanueva makes. He even went money on him. And as you always say, you don't mess with a teammate's money publicly. That was a quote to the reporters covering the Steelers. That's how upset they were. That's how angry they were. That's how much they were done with him. So what did he do? He had the tag sitting right there. We're going to talk about Dak here in just a minute. But here comes a tag, and that was 14.5. Pretty good money. And he said, no, I'm good. I'll sit. So he ignored the tag, and he sat for a year because he knew the Jets were sitting there, or somebody's going to be out there giving him the big money. And they did. They gave him a lot of money. They gave him $52 million for the 4 years.
You already got, what, 27 of them?
Yep, you have 27 guaranteed, so you're good to go. So I hope he's, quote-unquote, set for life, because that's
and he played 1 year under the franchise tag in Pittsburgh, which is about 12.
Good point. Very good point. So he comes to the Jets, and listen to these numbers. In these 2 years with the Jets, he's averaged 3.3 yards per carry. That ranks 48th out of 49 backs. As a receiver, he's averaged just under 7 yards per reception. That's 125th out of 132. That's not good.
No.
And even if you factor in yards that you should have gained given your blocking, where it's factoring in how good or bad your blocking is, he should have produced 110 rushing yards per game, and he didn't. So he's way below that. He was a bust for the Jets. And he's been a bust for the league because I'm going to remind you, they tried to trade him a year ago at the trade deadline. No takers. They obviously desperately shopped him this time. No takers.
With Skip, he's guaranteed $6 million on next year's salary.
Okay.
I'm not giving you a 6th rounder. I'm not giving you a 7th rounder.
No.
I'm just gonna wait because I know, Skip. Anytime you call me and say, hey, man, I got this car for sale. Well, I know you want to sell it. Why am I going to give you what the first price you throw out there if I know you want to sell something? Say you want to trade the guy. Why am I going to give you anything? I'll just sit back, wait till you cut him, and then if that's something I want to explore, I'll deal with him directly. But I'm not giving up you anything. Skip, look, the Jets aren't very good. They're not very good. Let's just go ahead and put that out there. And I think the thing was that he wanted to go somewhere, but that's the risk that you run in free agency, Skip. Sure, I would love to go to a team that just came out winning the Super Bowl and they got a ton of money, Skip, and they want to bring me in. But that's not normally how it works. In free agency, it's normally the teams that didn't do very well the year before that have the most money. And they're the one that normally lines up and signs the big-time free agent. But you understand that going in. So hopefully he gets to a situation now that he's a free agent again, that he can say, you know what's important, Skip, it's going to come down to what's important to you. Are you trying to win, or are you trying to think you're going to go out there and rush for 1,100 yards? Because I don't believe that's going to happen.
So as a Jet, he had one period where he gained some weight, which was a red flag. He had a period where he's been hurt a little bit, had a hamstring issue, red flag. And then he even admitted to the Jets reporters that he got complacent, which was a big red flag. So he got his money and he just sort of put it in neutral a little bit, okay? So,
but the really great one, Skip, is that you look at Aaron Donald and you watch him play. He say, Rams, y'all underpaid me. He goes out there. You look at Russell Wilson. You look at the guys that it means something to. This is why it's so hard for players in the NFL to get, because they take what he said and they make it applicable to everybody. They say, well, we pay him this money, he gonna rest on his laurels. Why would you ever say that publicly, Skip? Even if you think that, like, man, I got this money, I'm cool. Why would you voice that publicly when you know, Skip, this is a copycat league and that's how they view it? That's what say what you want to say about Tom Brady. Say what you want to say about the great. But when they accomplish and they get paid, the drive that they have to show that I'm underpaid. You really should be paid. I gave you a discount. Even though you paying me $25, $35, $40 million a year, I really should be making 60. Yeah, I'm gonna go show you. He get paid. He holds out, turns down $14 million, gets paid, and he gets paid. And what does he do? He gets fat and he rests on his laurels.
Yep.
What you did in Pittsburgh, Skip, how does that help me with the Jets? That's what guys need to understand. When you become a free agent, what you accomplished at your previous location, now the slate's clean. You come in with a blank slate. What you gonna do for the Jets?
Yep. I got it. Which brings me to Le'Veon on social media. It can make you a star. It can make you unsignable. He lives on social media. He complains about the Jets on social media. He complained about the Steelers on social media. After a while, you're going to self-destruct on social media because at some point, the executives who run these teams are going to say, I don't want that headache.
But you're seeking validation from people that are offering you nothing that is correct, but false praise.
Yep.
They don't own a team. Yeah, Le'Veon, you right. They gassing him up. They got him boosted up. And he said, yeah, he liking tweets that's critical of the Jets. He liking tweets that's critical of Adam. Okay, if you don't like the head coach, I get it.
So do I.
I get it. Yep. We don't like everybody we work with, and that's not a requirement.
Yep.
But bruh, unless you're gonna own your own team or you're gonna own your own business, there's only so much that an organization or a business will tolerate before they get your butt up out of them. Yep. And they say they will tolerate you until they can replace you.
Yep.
Well, I don't even know if they got a replacement, but they couldn't tolerate him anymore. They say, we done.
And he's wanted to be a rapper, stage name Juice. And, you know, he's pretty good. But if you want to do that, you can't do it at the expense of your football. So if he's not careful, he might just have a full-time career as a rapper.
Dame rap. Yep. It doesn't affect his
No, it does not.
Dame probably got a basketball somewhere. Dame probably shooting hoops. Dame probably working on this game.
Probably is. So will anybody give this man a shot? I assume the Bears might be desperate enough because they've lost Owen, you know, and maybe because they're on the fringe of being they look like they could be a wild card team. And I look at the Chiefs, and they've got Edwards-Helaire, who's had 7 shots inside the 5 and can't get in the end zone. He's not a banger.
No, Skip. He's a nice little change of pace guy. I wouldn't have Jerry still wish he had drafted him in the 2nd round. Yeah, just throwing that out there.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I think the thing, Skip, he's a great change of pace. Yeah, he can do it to him, he can catch it. But I was trying to watch him. I was like, he's gonna be a problem inside the 5 because he's not a guy that can plunge the ball into the end zone.
You're right.
So it's gonna be very interesting. They might be interested, but Kansas City needs defense. They don't. A running back is the least of their problem. They need somebody that can help get to the quarterback and cover on the back end.
So I think we agree on the bottom line: more trouble than work.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
Thank you for watching. You can subscribe here to get the latest from the show, and be sure to check out more of the best clips from Undisputed, or go watch a few other segments from our other shows on Reggie Bush is back with us this morning on Undisputed. Reggie, you won a championship with Drew. From what you've seen, does he have enough left in the tank to take his team all the way to the Super Bowl?
Without a doubt, he has enough left in the tank. I think anybody who watched that game last night saw a fighter. You saw somebody overcome adversity. You saw an old veteran quarterback make some mistakes early, but still find a way to will his team to a win late in the game. And I'm so happy they won that game because I knew just about every media person in the world was ready to kill Drew Brees today. But we saw a fighter, we saw a team overcome some of its early mistakes. The defensive secondary got shredded. Justin Herbert can play. I love watching this kid. He's tall, he's athletic, he finds the open receivers when there's a breakdown. He can read defenses. He's a leader, he's a fighter. Like, what else do you want out of a quarterback that Justin Herbert, other than what Justin Herbert gives you? The Saints met a really good football team last year. Our record may not showcase that, being 1-4. But at the end of the day, this is a team with all-stars on it. Keenan Allen, he's on the defensive side of the ball. Bosa, I mean, you got players all over the place on this football team, and they gave the Saints everything they could handle last night. And the Saints still found a way to win the football game without their best target, Michael Thomas. And that's one thing that I just want to make the point of, because, again, Drew Brees has been doing all. They're 3-2 right now. They're the leaders in their division, in the NFC South, without having used their best weapon, Michael Thomas, most of the season. So once Michael Thomas comes back, it's going to open up everything else for the receivers, for the run game, for Alvin Kamara, and also for Drew Brees.
For me, watching Drew over the last 5 weeks, this version of Drew Brees will not lead him to the Super Bowl. He didn't play well against Tampa, and I don't think he's played particularly well. Now, he had spots in which he's played well. But right now, they're not beating Green Bay. They're not beating Seattle. You're not playing. The likelihood of you facing a rookie quarterback in the playoffs are not very good. And what I'm seeing from Drew Brees, I don't know if he has the confidence to fit that ball into small windows. He's never had the strongest arm, Reggie, but Drew used to throw with great anticipation and can fit balls into windows. He's no longer doing that. There's a lot of skip passes. There's a lot of overthrows. And I think that, and Skip and I were talking about this earlier, when you're a great player, you don't get compared to other great players. You get compared to a younger version of yourself. And what we see from Drew Brees is, yes, he's still completing 66% of his passes. But when you're used to seeing a guy complete 75, 80% of his passes, you're like, well, what's going on? And maybe you're right. Maybe Michael Thomas not being there because he's a very one receiver dominant player. We saw that last night with Emmanuel Sanders. But from what I'm seeing and their defense, no, they're not going to the Super Bowl, Reggie. I'm sorry.
That's 14 points, though, with Michael Thomas on the field. Guaranteed 14 points. And then you open up everything else for the receivers, for Emmanuel Sanders, for Alvin Kamara, for the run game. They are missing one of their biggest key assets on this offense. And again, I know they lost to the Green Bay Packers, and Green Bay didn't have one of their best weapons. But we cannot sit here and try to say that Michael Thomas, one of the best receivers in the NFL, who set records last year with Drew Brees, he does not have his Robin right now. He does not have his Batman. They are missing that chemistry right now on the football field, and that's why defenses are able to play a little bit tighter, right? They can play man coverage. The Chargers played man coverage so much last night.
Because Drew can't throw the ball over their head, Reggie. They say, Drew, you can't throw the ball over our head. We're going to make you fit the ball in the tight windows. And if you can do that, you can beat us. If you can't, they're playing straight man across the board.
Right now, who's their deep threat right now that's scaring any secondary? When you look at the New Orleans Saints right now, if I'm a defensive coordinator, who am I scared of from that receiver position? Nobody scares me to threaten me deep. Until we get Michael Thomas back, then that deep threat is going to come back to us. But right now, we don't have that deep ball right now because nobody is scared of our Super Bowl receivers.
So, Reggie, once upon a time, you won a Super Bowl with Drew Brees. When you came out of USC and you started catching passes from Drew Brees, do you think his arm strength was much stronger in those days than it is from what you see on TV now?
I think just from the natural standpoint of age, right? You're going to have some drop-off. Nobody is saying that Drew Brees is still zipping the ball like he was in 2006. That's a completely different player. But what you can do as a
I used to play around in the kitchen at Mama's house. I used to play around in the kitchen at Mama's house. And I went to get up and look at my eyes. I looked up, I was like, hey, girl, you dead in my eyes. I said, hey. I said, ain't no way. They gave him a block. That nigga got that baseline covered, boy. Bro, they made me miss a wide open layup takeover. So what?
He was not throwing the ball well his last year when they won that Super Bowl in Denver. So Drew Brees can't get that. He can do the same thing.
Well, you better have your defense there. I need to see a Von Miller and a Dean Ware and some of those two guys on those Rikers Island, Chris Harris Jr. and Akeem Talib. But here's the thing: what teams are not afraid of is Drew Brees throwing the ball over their head. If you go back and look at the playoffs, the last 3 years, and you look at Drew Brees in the playoffs, and you tell me that's the same guy in the regular season, when they start clamping down, when they start getting up in those receivers' faces and says, okay, Drew, throw this ball in this window here. You've seen it. You saw Minnesota last year.
I've seen it. Yep.
And even when what they call it, the miracle in Minnesota, whatever they want to call that. Drew didn't play well early, Reggie. They just had gotten conservative and said, you know what, let's put it in the tank, and they allowed Drew to come back. But Drew hadn't played well in a playoff game in a very long time.
Yes, and that's absolutely on Drew Brees. That is 100% on Drew to make sure that he has his team in the right position to win the game, that he continues to lead his team, because at the end of the day, that's most of the reason why Drew is here, is to give them that leadership that he has given them since he stepped in the New Orleans Saints uniform. So I saw that last night. Last night's game kind of reminded me of 2009. We played against the Miami Dolphins. They had Ricky Williams, Ronnie Brown. They rushed for like 200 yards on us by halftime. By the end of the game, Drew Brees did the same thing. Jumped on the end zone, stuck the ball out, got a touchdown. He led us back to victory. That's why Drew is here. I'm not expecting Drew to outduel Justin Herbert. Justin Herbert looks amazing right now, but I am expecting Drew Brees to be the best leader on that football field.
Well, you ain't ready to outdo Justin Herbert. Well, what the hell are they going to do with Russell Wilson or Aaron Rodgers or Tom Brady if you have to see him again?
The team effort.
Okay.
They need everybody.
So, Reggie, the way I sum this up is, I see Drew Brees aging. Not a lot, but slowly but surely aging. I see loss of arm strength. I see him laboring to deliver balls that he used to deliver without effort. I don't see Tom Brady aging the way Shannon does. Shannon thinks he's basically fallen off the cliff. Tom Brady has. But he looks stronger to me at 43 than Brees does. I don't even know what is he, 41 now?
Yeah.
41. Yeah, than Drew Brees. I see one aging far more than Tom Brady is aging. That's just me.
Listen, you got to also remember, Drew tore his shoulder up in 2005, whatever year that was. So you cannot sit here and you cannot expect there to not be any residual effects, you know, when you played this long in the league. Like, Drew's shoulder has been through a lot. It's a surgically repaired shoulder. There is going to be some drop-off. Tom Brady never tore his shoulder up the same way Drew Brees did. He tore his knee up the same way, or he tore his knee up pretty bad. And we see Tom Brady can't run, he can't scramble. And so for Drew Brees right now, I do see some decline.
It's in your nature to reach for more. It's in our nature to make it cost less.
How much was Jerry and the Dak contract situation at fault for what happened, Prescott?
Well, I don't blame Jerry at all. Football is a very dangerous game, Skip. That's why I don't believe that players should give discount for this very reason. Because discounted, you don't give them discounted play, so they shouldn't give you discounted pay. But for me, I don't blame Jerry Skip. They were in negotiations, and Dak said, I want A. Jerry says, I'm willing to give you B. And they couldn't come to a compromise that would both as far as length in terms of money. Skip. So for me, if you want to blame anybody, blame the Players Association. Because they had CBA. Skip, was the franchise tag a part of the CBA that they couldn't negotiate? But they signed their name on that. So, hey, it is what it is. You knew this, that the franchise tag, I don't see how you have free agency if a team can, says, okay, we're going to franchise you, and you can't go test the open market. That's not free agency. Free agency means what it means in baseball, what it means in basketball, is that I'm free. I can go shop my talent, whatever the marketplace will bear, Skip. I mean, you don't get to say it in what you did, and so you can only be a quarterback, so you can only make Mike Trout can make whatever. So basketball player. So for me, too, I don't blame Jerry at all. Jerry tried to get, we tried to negotiate it. And Jerry says, okay, this is what I'm willing to do in business. This is what I'm trying to do. This is what I think player A.
But unfortunately, he was on his way to collect some feature money, and I believe there was a show in Arizona. I'm only going to report the facts, by the way. But this is what's reportedly happened.
Careers can change, the life can change.
He ran into
and so I believe that's why players should always get, whenever they can get an opportunity to get money, they should get it. Skip, I don't blame Jerry. Jerry is a businessman, and in business, you're trying to negotiate the best deal for you. And what he was trying to do, he said, this is what I'm willing to do. Now, we go back and forth, but we think somewhere between 33 and 36 million dollars. That says I want somewhere the upper ends of 30, maybe creeping into the 40s. That I'm not going to get Patrick Mahomes, which is 45 million, but I want to creep up there because I believe that's where the market is heading. And he was right. That's where the market is heading, Skip, because Deshaun Watson came in after Mahomes and got 39 million. So Dak was right. Dak and his representative were right. They were heading in that direction. But Skip, I don't blame Jerry because this was a freak accident. I don't believe Jerry was like, oh man. But now he gets Dak at the price, maybe even lower than he was originally willing to pay.
Although you did suggest yesterday, I believe, that Jerry won, quote unquote, right?
Yes, because anytime, Skip, the thing is like, there's no risk for Jerry. Jerry says, okay, the tag is 31 million. The tag is 31 million. Every time Dak goes out there on the field, he has, say he throws the ball 40 times. He has to dodge a landmine 40 times. Jerry got to do that. Jerry's like, I'm paying 31.4 or 31.7 million. Dak Prescott has got to, you see what happened? Just think about how many times somebody got tackled on Sunday. That's what Dak has to go up against every time for 16 games, basically 800 times in a season.
Yeah.
So however many times he drops back to pass, how many times he runs the football. And even if he doesn't get sacked, Skip, he gets knocked down, you run the risk. So that's what I'm saying, Skip. The risk was always against Dak. Jerry had no risk in this situation.
Well,
he's made himself that. He's earned that title. People get their shit took all the time. Rizzo falls under the Sauce Walker camp. But we also have to know the facts and we have to report the facts accurately. Everybody from Texas does not rock with kids. That's a fact. That's a fact. They got options like everybody else. Here's the situation. But why did TSF affiliate Rizzo get wrong? Because some baby wears the he got from South Walker. When they made the connection that some baby was TSF or affiliate associated, they didn't give a fuck whose chain it was.
I'm leaving this nigga open. He won't shoot the ball. Bro, shoot the fuck.
I didn't want to report it, but I had to. All the blogs really posting it, going on, the rappers been talking about it.
They want to shoot fucking.
So I just wanted to present you all with the facts on why Rizzo was robbed. Basically, he was collateral damage from Saturday. Now, here's the question that we got to ask ourselves. Do we have been other people's beefs? No. It's come to the point, especially in the rap game, to where who you associate with is who you ride with, whether you like them or not. Unfortunately, it shouldn't have to be that. It shouldn't have to be that if I get a feature from him, because I'm fucking with him because I'm trying to get somewhere, we live together on some other shit. But other people, especially niggas that know the streets, don't see it like that. They just on some shit like, nigga, you fuck with that nigga, you made a song with that nigga, you rhyme with that nigga. And that might not even be the case for most of us. But that was the case in this Rizzo situation. Last point I want to touch on, though, Diego brought up a point when he was dealing with when he was going on his match, basically.
That's what I'm
He was Saturday's response. Basically, he was a very clear, articulate, and respectful way. I said things, nigga. I'm gonna do something mama, you feel me? And I don't even fuck with her. So listen here. I ain't jumping in no nigga beef, you hear me? If I'm saying fuck something, fuck a group of niggas, or fuck somebody, nigga, because I got personal issues with that nigga, the niggas around me, and it's up with whoever got something to do with it. So if other niggas got common interests like me, you feel me, and they already saying fuck a certain group of niggas, don't count that as me jumping in no beef that them niggas already had, nigga. I don't need no help for none of my motherfucking issues, nigga. I handle my scandals, nigga. Bro, I ain't, you feel me, if niggas ain't fucking with school, I ain't, you feel me, so like, it's something I dick, nigga. No cat, nigga. A rap beat, none of that shit, nigga. I'm a motherfucking rap beat songs, no back and forth, having tag niggas. Yeah. Keep my name, my niggas' mouth, for real, nigga. Don't get to conferring to me when niggas get to losing the battle and all that type of shit, bro. He said that he booked them the wrong way, but he don't get in other people's beefs. But yeah, Rizzo probably wasn't even trying to get in your beef, and shout out Real Tune TV, you dig? You know what I'm saying? Shout out Big Team. OG Cream, long time no speak, man. Last time I seen you, we was we in South City, was we on the south side, were we in Como, where was we at? Last time I seen you. No, just last time I seen you. On the south side, you didn't bring the video. No, we wasn't, we was in Atlanta. Yeah, well, how you been since then? I'm great, man. Great. Okay, I just doing that thing. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So I had to ask, because there's been a lot of things said about you. I don't know how your mental health has been since. Before we start, we outside with it. I know the quality is pretty good, but we outside. I just don't want people to say you don't got a house.
What?
You don't got a house. Why you?
Your competitor can click on your ads and make you lose a lot of money. But not with ClickCease. With ClickCease, you just won't see your ads. ClickCease protects your ads from click fraud 24/7. You may think it's not happening in my industry, I'm protected, and this is all without mentioning sponsored click farms. Pause. It's not only that he is taking your media budget dollar after dollar, but he is also winning your clients at the same time. ClickCease. It's smart software to protect and monitor your accounts and ads on Google Ads. Tailoring your business no matter the industry.
All right, welcome to this week's episode of the JJ Redick Podcast with Tommy Alter. I'm joined by a fellow podcaster, it turns out, Duncan Robinson from the Miami Heat. Duncan, I understand that you had a podcast while you were at Michigan?
I did, yeah. First off, thank you for having me on. It was not to the level of this production. I'm quite impressed by what you guys got going on here, but yeah, just a teammate of mine. We just kind of documented our run in the tournament. So how many episodes did you do? I think we did about 5. I think the challenge was like developing a consistent schedule. We were just kind of all over the place because, you know, college, you have like class, practice, all sorts of stuff. Recorded it. We had, I think you actually tweeted out somebody if they could, like, record everything, and then some guy came through. And he actually did a really good job. Like, the production was pretty solid.
Wait, you did it during the tournament?
Yeah, so that was...
Yeah. You go, please.
It was like part of what kind of why I got some notoriety. Yeah, we would like play a game, and then the next day we just like record, and we'd like kind of give some insight on the game. And where can I find these? They're on like the Apple Podcast. What's the name of the podcast? It's it's called the Doc and Dump Show. No, I mean it's dead at this point. I mean it's, you know, we haven't recorded one in about 2 years. So. When you do it again? If he falls off, you know, we're in the market for. No, I mean he's got a good thing going. But maybe we'll see. I'm trying to focus in on basketball. Do you want to get to some other stuff before we start asking about I feel like this is going to be more of our intro that we normally do. Well, let's do something. Okay, let's do it. Well, we were talking when we were coming in about some of the stuff that you do on the road. You've been in the league for 2 years, and you're in this place where, you know, you're a lot of time, you have the money, you're in all these different cities. You're trying to. We have a segment on the show called Bored on the Road, which is talking about like what you do when you're literally bored on the road. What's your process like if you land in a random city? Yeah, great question. I've gotten through like restaurants and stuff. Honestly, like I'll just like pull up an app, Yelp, and I go to actually listening to this podcast. About fashion. I didn't know about that part of this, so I appreciate that. Don't go in the comments like him. Yeah, I'm not at that level yet. I feel like it's better if you get a lot of plug on this podcast. So Skeeter is another one. Yelp is an incredible resource. So I've heard some polarizing opinions on Yelp that there's like not as much information as like actual brokers, because anybody can just like write a Yelp review, but it's proven to be pretty solid for me. I also go off for recommendations. I'll ask somebody if they like know the city well. So I'll just like, if I know somebody in the city, I'll meet up with them and we'll just grab a beer. I try 4.5. Most times you can find a 4.5 within walking distance. I like to walk in the city versus like what's been like this diamond in the rough. This is kind of crazy. Kelly, who's from Toronto, this is a long time in Toronto, but I went to this like omakase place in Toronto, It's like a block or two from the Shangri-La Hotel. It was unbelievable. I wasn't necessarily expecting to have sushi in Toronto, but if anybody could find it, it'd be Kelly.
We did a power ranking earlier today about top 5 meals under $10. So like all over the country. So basically like I had a sandwich today, Turkey and the Wolf, which would reference number 9 on this show today.
The 6th straight podcast.
But it doesn't count because it was $11. So we need some spots, and they don't have to be spots for the last 2 years. They can be spots for your whole life. That wherever you've had, we're like, okay, it's a taco. It's a
no. I was actually I got a great one for you. The taco stand in Miami.
Oh, incredible!
You got it? Incredible. So everybody loves Koyo Taco. That's like the one everyone wants to go to.
The taco stand.
The taco stand is, I think, better. That's kind of like my spot. I live like right by there too, so it's easy to get to.
Do you live in Wynwood?
Midtown, so nearby. Yeah.
What's your Miami? What are your main takeaways of the city? Basketball aside.
It was a lot, honestly, when I first got there. You know, I'm from New Hampshire. Grew up in New Hampshire. Went to school in the Midwest, so like Miami just felt like a whole different world, quite honestly. So it's been a little bit of adjustment, but now that I've like kind of gotten used to it, I mean, the weather, obviously, first and foremost, is like unbelievable. But like the restaurant scene has been huge too. I think like I'm not like I don't really go out like that. In terms of like clubs or whatever, so I try to just like stay away from the Miami Beach in general, but I'm a big fan.
I just want to point out that I'm not drinking on back-to-back episodes. We're recording this right after YouTube viewers. We're recording this right after we did Jimmy, and I'm working on the same glass of wine. I don't want our YouTube viewers to think that this is what we do now on podcasts.
Of course not.
No, definitely not. It's definitely not what we do. Definitely not. I remember when I got drafted, I was like, I'm going to Orlando. Like, this is crazy. Such a big city. I can't imagine what it was like. Preconceived notion of Miami versus reality of Miami. Any stark differences?
I mean, yeah, you think of Miami and you just think of like, obviously basketball, but also just, at least for me, like everyone goes there spring break or whatever, like that whole club scene. But there are like more low-key parts of Miami, which I was like, last year was tough because I was like back and forth from G League, so when I was in Miami, I was just in a hotel. But this year I've actually been able to kind of like get out and experience the city a little bit more.
You've had an incredible story, so we should touch on this a little bit. But just, it's incredible to me. I was on your Wikipedia page today. You were a senior in high school in like 2011, 2012, right? 2012. Yeah, they're your first, before you did a postgrad year. And you played like, this is now 8 years later, and you played like, what, 68 games or 70 games counting last year?
Yeah.
So it's been an incredible journey to get to this point. It really is. So just take us through from like graduating high school, doing the post-grad year at Exeter, and then kind of once you get to Williams and how you decided to go to Williams.
Yeah, sure. I'll start off with saying I just wasn't very good in high school. I was like a late bloomer or whatever. So I was like 5 years freshman. I hardly played my whole junior year. I started to play a little bit more as a senior, and then it's pretty common in New Orleans. Not really common elsewhere, but I took a 5th year postgraduate. So I went to Forest Exeter for a year, which is like, it's basically like a small college that means unbelievable campus. Academics are tough. I didn't have any offers, so I felt like I had like not really had a high school basketball experience, so I wanted to go somewhere where I knew I was going to play. I had a great relationship with Coach at Williams at the time, Mike Maker, so I committed to him before I even played a game at Exeter. And, you know, after I started playing, some Division I schools kind of started to reach out, but at that point I wanted to go somewhere where I knew I was going to be valued and at least be on the court. And then I, you know, played a year at Williams, loved it there. You know, tiny school in the middle of nowhere. Great school though, great experience. And then he actually left. He took a Division I job. And I was going to stay there all 4 years with him for sure, like no doubt. But when he left, it kind of opened up some doors. And he was actually an assistant for John Beilein at West Virginia. So he kind of bridged the gap between myself and Coach Beeline, and you know, first shot, if you want to maybe come as a walk-on, we might have a spot for you. And he looked at some of my film, and all of a sudden, like a week later, I was on campus, official visit, committed on my visit, and you know, did 4 years in Michigan South, won and played 3.
I find it really interesting that you were. It was part of the deal that you wanted to go somewhere to do D1, but it had to be a great academic school. Was that because the NBA was obviously not on the radar at this time?
Yeah, I mean, the NBA it's every kid's dream, obviously, but to say it was like something I was planning on would be just a flat-out lie. You know, Wales is a great school. My mom was like really excited that I was going there, and she didn't want me to leave. And so if I was going to leave, it was going to have to be one where the basketball fit made sense, and two that it was a really good school. So I kind of put together a list of like schools that would be worth leaving in my eyes. Never in a million years would I thought that anyone would, you know, want to be there. And it was like,